This is it. I've been ever since I saw this movie, I've been waiting to commentate on it with any one of you guys because okay, look. As you may recall, not too long ago, we commented on Amazing Spider-Man 1. While we had a bit of debates here and there, we all came to agree that it was a pretty good new fresh start for Spidey, with a pretty good, well-made love interest that made up for the first two movies and their portrayals of Mary Jane, and did them better, and actually gave us a Spider-Man that seemed like he could be on track, despite the fact that Sam Raimi's direction was sadly ruined in the wake of that. So, well, everything seemed fine until we got our first trailer of this movie. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about the trailer now, except I'll just sum it up like this. Spoilers, 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 spoilers. But it got even better. Of course. But it got even better than Shuri, because it was revealed that we had not one, not two, but three villains. Just like Spider-Man
3.
Now, okay, let's get down to the main meat of it, folks. You probably have heard how infamous this movie is. And it is infamous for good reason. See, whereas Spider-Man 3 is definitely regarded as the weakest of the Spider-Man films, Spider-Man 3 still got positive overall reception because, well, honestly, for as much as it did weaken stuff, it actually did do some good things. It capped off Harry's development as the Green Goblin. I'm bringing that up for good reason too, Shiroi. It actually strengthened Peter and Mary Jane's relationship. I'm bringing that up because that's going to be relevant to this too. And also, the effects were pretty great by that point. That's also something this movie does good, so fair point there. Start right before the Sony logo. Everyone ready?
Yeah. Yes.
Yep.
3, 2, 1, click.
Did you watch this in the cinema, Jovah, like I did?
I did.
Nope. I was
So
going
me and
to,
my
but
Me and
however,
my brother saw it, and like we said, we enjoyed the movie, but yeah,
for the wrong
it has
reasons.
a lot of. Well, actually, I was like Wib said before we started. I still think there are some good aspects of the movie.
Oh, there are. But again, let's be quite honest. When people say they enjoy this movie, the majority of the reasons are bad.
In fact, might as well get this out of the way right now. Andrew Garfield himself said in an interview that he actually really preferred much more the original script that he read by Orkian Kurtzman. Apparently, Sony took charge and did a lot of changes and that's why we have a lot of cinematic universe build-up shit in this one, which is why we have the three villains and the Rhino and stuff like that.
You know,
so basically,
Orkian
Kurtzman got screwed,
God,
much like Sam Raimi was screwed in Spider-Man 3.
No,
if there is one thing that I think the first Amazing Spider-Man film was better at than this one, it's definitely its soundtrack.
Oh yeah, not that. Well, to be fair, there is one good theme in this movie, aka the main theme by Hans Zimmer.
Oh wait,
it's actually really good, but everything else is terrible. Yeah.
Oh crap. Sorry, Shiroi, this isn't the scene I was talking about that was at the very beginning. If you need to make a quick
okay.
Right.
No, it's okay. I'll wait a little bit.
Basically, this is Peter's father.
Yeah, we're now getting finally an explanation what the fuck was up with that beginning of the first movie.
And by God, a lot of this movie's problems start with this. Because, oh yeah, Oz.
I'll be right back.
What, the lens flare, Jovah?
No, Oscorp.
I thought Mark Webb was the director, not J.J. Abrams.
Now, I will say this. Now, yeah, like Pedro said, a part of this movie's problems is like, well, you can tell that this movie. Okay, look, Amazing Spider-Man 1 was a bit obvious with how it was setting up for a bigger thing, but this movie is the equivalent to Iron Man 2 in trying to set up a cinematic universe. However, Iron Man 2, as bad as that movie was, that at least had several movies before it, so it warranted it. Same with Spider-Man 3.
I'm going to be controversial here, though, Jovah. I kind of enjoyed this movie more than Iron Man 2.
Well, Dribs, I'm talking about quality, not enjoyment factor.
Yeah, be good, Peter. We'll never see you again.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, wow, that was weak. But don't worry, now we're about to get this scene. Sure, can you guess what? Oh, look, Sony laptop.
Oh.
Yeah, we're going to play a game, audience. Okay, Sony product placement in a Sony movie fine, whatever. They want to plug their products in their studios as movies, fine, whatever. But
this one got even Dwibs' attention.
Though, to be fair, I mean, the most obvious product placement stuff I've ever seen in any of these movies is that one shot during that Macy Gray festival in the first Raimi movie.
Yeah, but that one was actually cool. Because it actually worked the action scene into it. See, I mean, like, you can have your product placement be cool and all, and... Oh, Roy, can you guess what's gonna happen here?
What?
No, just take a guess.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the... Hang on, it's coming up in a bit. Look at the way he's washing his hands.
Can't really see his hands at the moment, but...
They're bloody.
Oh, You did a murder.
Peter's parents are supposed to...
Where are they even going, anyway?
Peter's parents are supposed to be super secret, smart agents, so... Shouldn't they maybe have thought something like this might happen?
Oscorp are evil.
And before you ask, Roy, this is actually something they're trying to build up for the third movie. I'm not even kidding.
Well, the third movie didn't happen, so, well, there you go then.
Which kind of makes this all the more awkward. But yeah, fight scene! Shaky cam. Aren't these all the things you love to see in a superhero movie, Dwibs?
I'm more preoccupied by the soundtrack, honestly. Okay, what's ironic? Okay, the music is credited to Hans Zimmer, and also this group called the Magnificent Six. Which, among others, comprised of Junkie XL, Johnny Marr, and Pharrell Williams.
Oh, Pharrell Williams! He's a pretty good one. He made stuff like Happy, Despicable Me, and I have a bad feeling I know what song he contributed in this one.
Yeah,
but
I
we'll get to that when we get to that. Trust me, Shirai, keep your ears perked when we get to that theme.
Hey, I didn't know you could get. I didn't know you could get internet up in the air.
I guess it's governmental air. Oh, what a shock! The guy wasn't down yet. Wait. Hold on, let me get this straight. The evil guy left the pilot at the seat, yet didn't think to turn on an autopilot that would make sure that the dead body wouldn't accidentally send them tail spinning.
Evil is stupid, Jovah.
Okay, again, sure. Okay. I'll admit, I was nitpicking a lot in the first Amazing Spider-Man movie, but I kid you not, Roy, when I point out problems, they ain't gonna be nitpicks here.
Which is funny because Jovah was actually in this movie, apparently.
Oh! Yeah, that's part of that important, crucial scene, but it's not because I'm in it, believe it or not.
Yeah, Jovah is the key to all of this.
Yeah, okay, that does tie into something good.
Oh, great, I didn't miss it. Okay.
Yeah, you didn't miss it. You just missed a stupid scene about a guy who left a dead pilot there while he was still controlling the plane.
Gotta finish my download before.
Okay.
Yes!
Yeah, what's even the point,
no,
really?
I could die knowing I finally did my thing.
By the way...
I finally found the download.
Oh, by the way, Pedro, guess what?
What?
They actually had something that was hinting at something that was going to be a plot point in Amazing Spider-Man 3.
Yeah. Oh, I love this one. I love the main theme. So let me listen. I love the main theme, so let me listen.
Yeah, this is good.
It's the best song in the movie.
And, okay, what are my positives about this movie? It's entirely shot in the state of New York. They use New York cities and stuff here and there. Now,
I thought that was partly a negative for you.
Also, now we get Spidey's traditional websuit that we all know and love.
Sure. Why would an entire Spider-Man movie set in the state of New York be a negative for me?
If there's one thing Mark Webb does much better than Sam Raimi, it's the web swinging scenes. Like, I love the way he shoots them.
His last name is Webb.
Although, to give Raimi
I'm
credit,
just gonna point that out.
do give Raimi credit, he did it. He had improved significantly by Spider-Man 3 with the rise in...
I
Oh,
complained about
goody.
before, Jovah, because the movie's bad from what you were saying.
Well,
Oh, Shuri, you thought Paul Giamatti was weird in Lady in the Water? Check out him as Rhino here.
oh
I
yeah,
don't think
believe
she's
it or
ever seen
not,
that movie.
believe it or not, this scene actually takes place in my hometown of Rochester.
Goody.
And
So you
yeah.
were- So you were
Anyway,
still
I'm
around
back.
watching-
Cameo, guys.
Anyway, I brought muffins. Anybody want one?
No, thank you. I got kind of.
Oh, hey, look!
Slow-mo.
Oh, look, there's the Hornet building.
Yeah, this is actually really cool. The web swinging combined with this theme, yeah, really
Oh,
cool.
cool, I recognize.
Much like that scene in the climax of the first movie.
That is
And
so...
also, I want to bring up another positive. Sure, you can burp. This bit's not really that
Wait, no,
important.
wait, hold on, don't burp yet, Shiroi. Again, believe me, this guy is actually important to the start and end of this movie.
And I was
Believe
just
it or
gonna say
not.
that the thing I like
Alright.
most of another thing that I do like about this movie is I think the cinematography is a lot better than it was in the previous movie.
Well, again, Dwibs, rise in technology with each one.
Well, in 2 years. I
Nah,
meant the first Amazing Spider-Man, Jovah.
yeah, like I said, rise in technology.
you-
And hi, Jamie Foxx.
Well, okay. We'll get to the issues with this guy.
Hey, guys,
long
remember how the
term.
first Amazing Spider-Man movie went out of its way to avoid the nerd stereotypes? Well, it turns out we were saving them for this movie.
Ugh.
The way I'll give credit to Jamie Foxx. You weren't expecting him to play this kind of character.
Well, he's played quite a few character ranges, so honestly, he does good.
Whoa, did you see that? The taxi nearly hit him on the head.
Oh my god, I recognize so many.
Spider-Man, help! I'm injured in that taxi! Ah!
You know,
Can't wait for Homecoming.
it's so really weird how many of these buildings I recognize. Well, if it
Also
being,
McDonald's.
well, if it being my home's. Oh, yeah, also remember that too, Shiroi.
Basically,
I don't care if it's violation.
Jovah can feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think, and again, I've been out of the comics for years now, so I might get some stuff wrong. I think his outfit is based on the one from the Ultimate comics.
We talking about
The outfit in this movie. His outfit in this movie.
Pedro, just so we don't spoil, which character are you talking about? PM it to me.
Spider-Man.
Oh, Spider-Man's. Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, you don't even have to really... Oh, wait. Yeah, let me take a look.
Also,
I mean, because the Homecoming suit is actually more based on the classic '60s one.
Let me take a look. Come on.
I love how
Whoa.
like pretty much the entire NYPD had to pursue them.
For good reason.
There's a lot of
Okay.
plutonium.
Okay.
There
okay.
were you see Dweb, Spider-Man is today's person of interest.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, shoot.
Oops.
Okay, yeah, and I will definitely give him this. For as much as I may have complained about Amazing Spider-Man 1's lack of humor, this one surprisingly does have more humor. The problem is it tries to be more serious too. If you can actually understand that. A movie that tries to be more humorous also tries to be more serious.
I think what Jovah means is that it doesn't do a good enough job in balancing out the humor and the drama.
Yeah.
Hang on. Before you burp, Shira, there's another bit coming up.
Well, again.
We're about to get our Stan Lee cameo.
I'll let you...
Actually.
What wasn't?
Oh god, this
I'm
plot
the
point is
Leary
stupid.
Ghost.
Well, I'm pretty sure we're almost there, though.
This is stupid, but I'll get to why it's stupid later. Well, actually, no. No, actually, no.
Stop thinking about my dead father, Peter.
Yeah, actually... Oh, yeah, actually, no. I think now might actually be a good time to... Nah. I'll wait till they actually get around to it. Again, though, Shuri, don't worry. I'll let you know when it's safe to burb. You're still there, right?
Yes.
Oh, poor Gwen.
It's okay, Jovah. Emma Stone recently won an Oscar, so she's still doing fine.
Okay, I should probably tell you, Shiroi, Gwen Stacy in this movie is...
Yeah, they completely ruin how awesome she was in the
I
first
just
movie.
don't get it though. Okay. Look, speaking as someone who doesn't think that highly of Amazing Spider-Man 1 in hindsight, I still find it good, but even I will still respect that Gwen Stacy was definitely one of the best written love interests you've seen in a superhero movie. So, how the heck did you ruin that? And don't even dare say it's an homage to the Silver Age, because, well, you're stupid.
Freeze frame.
Mark sure loves his slow-mo.
Oh yeah, that's right, the speech is oh, the Daily Bugle bus. Cute.
Yeah, sorry. Again,
We'll get to that when we get to that.
we couldn't get
Yeah, I could handle the lack of Daily Bugle if they at least made up for it in the rest of the movie.
We'll get to that when we get to that.
To me, the lack of Daily Bugle is not even close to being this movie's biggest problem, honestly.
Oh, no. Well, I'll talk more about that later, but okay, I should probably reveal now, Shiroi. This is supposed to be the Rhino. One of our...
In case you don't know, Shiroi, the Rhino... Yeah, the Rhino is a villain who's basically this human dressed in a rhinoceros costume, and basically he rams people, basically.
And believe it or not, Shiroi, he's supposed to be one of our 3 main villains. Now just wait for him to come back. And I will go to the problem with him.
Here's another positive. Sally Field was amazing in the first movie.
Hi, Stan!
Hi, Stanley!
Wait, that's it?
Hold on. No, there's more. Hold on.
Okay, yeah, that was definitely funny.
All right, but like I was saying, Sally Field was amazing in the emotional scenes in the first movie, and she will be just as amazing in this one as well. Sally Field is, of course,
keep it appropriate.
Sally Field is an amazing actress. Even in a movie like this, Sally Field doesn't fail to deliver.
All right, Shiroi, you can burb now. Just be back soon, though.
If you're sure.
Yes, I'm sure. Just be back soon.
It's a shame, too, because of all the movie Aunt May's, Sally Field's my favorite, honestly. Granted, I haven't seen Homecoming yet, so for all I know, Marisa Tomei will surprise me. But I actually prefer Sally Field's Aunt May.
Oh my God, was that Edward Cullen in the background? That looked like Robert Pattinson.
And another thing I gotta say, that's positive about this movie. There are a couple of scenes with Spider-Man, just doing his Spider-Man-y things that I actually do really like. We'll get to those when they come up.
Oh, well, absolutely. Like I said, the cinematography to this is definitely Spider-Man at his best, well, so far, because, well, to be fair, that's kind of always an advantage you're gonna have with a newer movie. Well, a newer movie that knows how to use its budget.
And to be honest, a better cinematographer.
I'm really looking forward to seeing how Homecoming handles things, because Marvel movies always tend to be really well directed. So
what
really
I'm just hoping is that Homecoming finally ends the curse of the lame Marvel villain handling. Like seriously.
I wouldn't bet on it, but anything's possible, I guess.
Well, seriously. It's like, well, okay, if there's one thing we gotta credit the Raimi movies about, is like, well, for as weird looking as some villains may have been, they at least got them right good.
I did enjoy the Green Goblin, Willem Dafoe, on a corny 60s style way. And Alfonso, sorry, what was his name?
Alfred Molina.
Alfred Molina.
That's it. Alfred Molina was fine as Dr. Octopus. I didn't really like the villains in Spider-Man 3, though.
I liked Harry Osborn as the Green Goblin. That was actually a nice arc they build up. And, okay, for as much as that's...
And Ghost Dennis Leary count number 2.
Okay. I'm going to save this for when Shira gets back, but I think you guys both know why I'm not really a fan of the plot point.
See, here's the thing. If they would have at least... Okay, we get it. We know what happened. You don't need to keep shoving this in our throats.
See...
But I think it's probably the easiest acting job Dennis Leary's had in a while. Just stand there and look pissed at Peter.
Hey, Dwibs, do you want to be the one who brings up to Shiroi what they had planned for Dennis Leary in Amazing Spider-Man 3? Because, believe it or not, one of the issues with this movie is the amount of blatant plot points they're setting up for Amazing Spider-Man 3.
And the eventual cinematic universe that they were planning. Like a Venom movie and stuff like that.
And
don't forget the Sinister Six movie.
Yeah.
which was supposed to be a redemption story, about a group called the Sinister Six.
Basically, this is going to be
okay,
Marvel's Suicide Squad. Basically.
Okay.
Alright,
Let's
but
take a listen.
If there's one thing that I think, I think there's one thing. I don't think. I'm trying to word this correctly. Basically, I'll just say this: it doesn't matter what movie studio does this whole holding things back to set up future movies thing. If it's if Sony does it, or if Marvel Studios does it, or if Fox does it, then it's not.
Oh yeah, of
Well,
course.
okay. I'm gonna sound a bit controversial, but give Marvel Studios credit.
Oh, no.
They knew what they were
like to
doing.
criticize Marvel for that, but honestly, I think Marvel does it really well. Honestly, I don't really see the problem.
And to be fair, Dubes, Marvel Studios were honest about it from the very get-go. Like, they were like, okay, guys, we've got this plan. We're gonna make these movies setting up to this shared universe. They were honest about it, and it worked in the end with Avengers. This movie, on the other hand, well, let's be honest. First of all, it's freaking Sony. Two, they were dishonest and said, no, guys, we're totally just going to have these be separately contained. Oh, wait, but we're also going to have this Sinister Six. Now, they only revealed that after the whole spiel of Amazing Spider-Man 2, after they claimed, no, guys, this is just going to be all fine. And let's be quite honest, I dare say even D-freaking-C has a better idea of how to set up a universe. I mean, look, I'm not going to say that the way DC's doing it is perfect, but Man of Steel at least knew to keep things mainly Man of Steel, and at the very least, with the villains in Batman v Superman, they didn't shove in so many villains. We at least got proper build-up, dang it!
Jovah, you might want to rein in your Templars. You'll blow a gasket before the halfway point.
Well, again, Dwebs, in hindsight, maybe it's just me kind of feeling sad that this movie really screwed what could have been an Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
No pun
Yeah,
intended.
that's a good segue. That's a good segue, Joe, because I was about to say, continuing that what I established earlier about Orky and Kurtzman's script being completely butchered by Sony. And that's doubly sad when you watch the movie, because there are going to be a lot of times in this movie where you can see it. You can see the great movie that Orky and Kurtzman were planning struggling to come out at times. Damn you, Sony! Damn you!
If Orky and Kurtzman could have gotten the opportunity to make a Spider-Man show like with Transformers.
Unlike what a lot of people in the internet would have you believe, Orky and Kurtzman have already proven that they're capable of great stuff, like Transformers Prime and Star Trek 09.
Okay, I think it's this bit now where we get one of my favorite Spidey scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Wait.
Is Spider-Man good or bad?
Hold on. Wait, national debate? Why national? Shouldn't it be district-wide? I mean,
They're doing the...
Anyway, this is my favorite, yeah.
Yeah, these scenes are good anyway. You were saying, Pedro?
I was gonna say that they're doing the Batman v Superman thing, where are there heroes or are there vigilantes or dangers of society?
Now, here's the weird thing. Unlike with Batman v Superman, at least with Batman v Superman it made sense because, well, man of property damage and all that, but here, the ending of Amazing Spider-Man 1 had not only the crane workers, but even the freaking police helping Spider-Man by the end. So why are we back all of a sudden to they hate him?
What has he been doing? Blue stuff,
what?
feathers, fish?
I guess it was a joke, but I don't really get it. Anyway, well, Jovah, I'll give you that, Jovah, but honestly, you cannot truly convince me that this is a worse movie than Batman v Superman. Batman v Superman was far less well put together than this movie, at the very least. Don't get me wrong.
No. I'm not saying that this is worse than Batman v Superman. I'm just pointing out that Batman v Superman did quite a few things better, especially when it came to setting up a cinematic universe.
I profoundly disagree, but move on.
Now, okay, yeah, scenes like him just chilling in this stuff, I'm okay with. In fact, again, this shows that this could have been a nice, Spider-Man, and I kind of do hope that they keep some of these elements in for Homecoming.
Yeah, one of the main reasons for that is, okay, Jovah, give this movie at least. At the very least, the movie will not...
Sorry, I had to groan.
Sure. Just tell me when I can.
No. Go on. It's just the scenes with Gwen Stacy.
Oh, trust me, I don't like them. Trust me, I don't like them as well.
All right, go on.
give this movie at least one thing, Jovah. At the very least, as far as I can remember, at least, there's no scene where where the movie stops for like 15 minutes so that Peter can watch trailers for the upcoming movies on his computer. Give it at least that.
Well, like I said, this is still a better movie than Batman v Superman. I just feel that Batman v Superman does a notable
I was talking about in
amount
terms of
better.
I was replying to your saying that this movie still does the worst job of the whole establishing cinematic universe thing, which I disagree. I still think this movie does it better.
I could definitely see arguments for either way, but fair enough. Now, okay, I'm sorry about this, Pedro, but I'll be quite honest. One thing I don't like about this is how, well, Aunt May seems to have gotten way less suspicious of Peter. Like, seriously, she gets fooled way too easily by stuff. Especially considering how, like, well, she was getting more and more onto him in the first movie. Now, I won't deny...
To be fair, Jovah, that's kind of how she is in the comics anyway.
Well, to be fair, in the comics, he doesn't really live with her as much, so it made sense.
Well, that depends on which continuity you're talking about.
Main continuity, even still.
Well, that's a problem, though. There's so many continuities, it's hard to tell.
No. It's actually relatively simple with Marvel. There's one main continuity. We just have had a stupid reboot with Spider-Man that ruined the timeline. But we're not getting into that until we get to One More Day. Because if I go on a One More Day...
Oh, and Shiro, you're just in time. We get to see nerdy guy.
Trust me, if we go into a One More Day talk, we'll... Oh,
hi, Jamie Foxx. Want a muffin, Shiro?
I would like a muffin, but...
Okay, Shiro...
Well, too bad, they're mine.
Sorry, Shiro, I have to apologize, Shiro.
You can't teleport them, so... Yeah.
I have to apologize, Shiro. You missed one of the better parts of the movie. Just Spider-Man chilling around doing public stuff. Now we're stuck with nerd stereotype here. I mean, wow.
If there's one thing I completely on board with Jovah, it's everything involving this guy. Everything involving this guy is just terribly executed.
Yeah. I mean, okay, I won't tell you what's going to happen to this guy, Shiroi, but take a guess as to what's going to happen with him in the movie.
Well, I just got here, but...
No, seriously, just take a look at him and try and figure out his character arc. Like, seriously.
Basically, Shiroi, he's a nerdy fanboy of Spider-Man.
So what do you think is going to happen?
Is this going to be, oh gosh, what movie did Alice show me? I can't remember the name of it for the life of me.
Let me guess, one of those movies with a fanboy who stalks... Oh.
No. Fuck.
Wave. So go on.
Basically, they kind of use the nerdy kid to help them at the end.
Half of all 80s movies.
Alright, well, considering Jovah's laugh, I'm guessing this is turn out to be an Incredibles kind of scenario. Except completely shit, or not even that.
That's putting it very, very, very mildly.
Okay, that's... Okay, I should explain now why, in terms of the lesser superhero movies, I usually go back to this one as opposed to some others.
It's hilariously bad when it screws up, I'll admit.
Yeah. I mean,
and it's entertaining. It's if there's one thing I can give this game, at the very least, is that this movie is that it's not boring. It's perfectly entertaining.
There's never a dull moment. There's plenty to talk about.
I was going to say, Galaxy Quest is the movie that Alice showed me.
Oh, right. Galaxy Quest. And I dare say this movie is actually more entertaining than its predecessor because while Amazing Spider-Man 1 is the better film, that film
and once again,
Oh, sorry. Do you want to say something?
Like I said, Sally Field, of course, like she perfectly, like you can always feel genuine emotion in whatever type of scene it is, because Sally Field is, of course, a great dramatic actress. So every time she's on screen, I'm at the very least enjoying her.
However, you may notice something, Shiroi. Compared to the first Amazing Spider-Man film, there's going to be a lack of supporting cast. A really notable lack of supporting cast, which is why I'm...
Because the supporting cast, at least...
But Jovah, But Jovah, what about the great friend Harry who will support Peter?
Oh wait! Hold on, guys. I think we're about to get to that scene with Norman Osborn. Guess what, Shiroi? Norman Osborn, Spider-Man's greatest villain, the Green Goblin, is actually in this movie. So maybe they actually got something right. Oh, and of course, this guy works at Oscorp.
Yeah, that guy on the left reminds me of that guy from Person of Interest.
I'm really glad that Homecoming is giving us finally live-action Shocker and live-action Vulture, because I've been wanting to see those two in live-action for such a long time.
Really? I didn't know that.
Hang on, guys. There's this bit coming up. This bit here.
Because this is how all nerds act. Don't you dare!
More like fanboys. Now, that was him imagining. Well, to be fair, that was him imagining it. Let's face it. We've all had fantasies like those. Come on.
Imagining?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I can see Mask Star Damask doing shit like that.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, that bit was funny.
Yeah. Wait, funny? I thought that was supposed to be terrifying.
No, I thought it was funny.
Terrifying,
but probably both, Jovah.
Terrifyingly funny.
Remember how you kept saying during our Catherine playthrough that the game brilliantly jumped from terrifying to hilarious at a drop of a hat?
Okay. Not for nothing. I kind of get the feeling.
Wait. Is this guy gonna try to pretend to be Spider-Man and take over his life or something?
No.
Well, Shuri, that would actually be an interesting setup for the Chameleon. But no, the Chameleon is not in this one. Actually, Shuri, you just brought up a better plot point than the writers of the film actually did.
Again, Jovah, let's not forget that the executives probably were. We don't know for sure if it was Orky and Kurtzman.
Pedro, when I say writers, I mean whoever rewrote it.
All right, sure.
Well, okay. I'll give the credits thing. The story was written by Alex Kurtzman, Roberto Orci, Jeff Pinkner. Those three also wrote the screenplay for this film. And James Vanderbilt from the first film, from the first Amazing Spider-Man.
Do we have any input on who was at the charge of rewriting it?
Obviously, no, because there's no way Sony's going to own up to this mess.
Apparently, they had Vanderbilt write the screenplay at first, but then they brought in Kurtzman and Orci to rewrite it.
Hi, Sheldon.
And then Sony thought, actually, you know what? A third time's the charm. We're going to rewrite it ourselves.
Okay. I'm going to be quite honest. James Franco all the way is Harry Osborn compared to... What's his name?
Yeah, I'm going to... Well, obviously I'm biased because I'm actually a huge fan of James Franco.
Well,
but yeah, I will take him as Harry all the way, yeah.
I'll be fair. I don't think it's Dane DeHaan's fault, mostly.
No. None of what's happening here is the fault of the actors at all.
I will say this, though. I do feel that Dane DeHaan was miscast.
Yeah, I agree with that.
There's Norman Osborn.
Oh, okay.
I can
Hold
see
on,
what
guys.
kind of Harry... Okay, sorry, go ahead.
We actually want to pay attention to this moment. Shuri, this is Norman Osborn. You may remember Norman Osborn as the Green Goblin and the main villain of Spider-Man, right?
By the way, Liz, take a very good look at him. Does he look familiar to you?
Who, the guy playing Norman?
Yeah.
I'll look it up on Wikipedia because I'm
oh, come on, that's cheating. You're supposed to guess.
Take a guess, Wibbs.
Says it's a guy named Chris Cooper.
All right, go ahead and check then.
Yes, it's Chris Cooper. Anyway, basically, this is an important part you might want to listen to, Shuri.
Hey, he's in the Bourne Identity.
Yeah.
Basically, Shuri, first... Oh, wait, go on. Okay, this is a bit of an issue here. See, okay, look, normally the dynamic between Harry and his father is like, well, while his father can be a bit cold and whatnot, his father has never made it blatant that he never cares about Harry. His father still has had a weird, wacky sense of caring and loving for him. He's just been uber strict. Here, they made it that apparently Harry borderline hates his father because his father practically never associated with him, sent him off to boarding school, and only had his assistant come and say, "Deepest regards, Norman Osborn." Now, you may think this is a nitpick, but no, because this actually ties into a crucial dynamic that decides a lot of Harry's character.
I can see what they're going for with the more traditional,
My father doesn't love me because he's rich.
Yeah, because to be fair, that was kind of always Harry's thing.
Well,
even in the comics.
I guess the thing is, like, well, his father actually did care for him. It was just he had a weird way of showing it, or he was super strict. Which is definitely one thing I'm going to give Raimi for. The trilogy actually did, even beyond Norman's death, actually play up their relationship rather well.
Also, Shuri, you know the illness that Norman's dying of?
Oh yeah, that's right. We have an illness.
Insert name here, disease.
Harry has it too.
Happy birthday.
Oh yeah, and that disease apparently turns his hands into fucking dragon claws. I don't... What?
I'm just sorry, sure. I just had a bit of post-traumatic stress disorder because those claws are actually foreshadowing. But yeah, basically Norman Osborn, the main villain of Spider-Man, dies right there and then.
I can't. I understand.
Kind of anticlimactic.
Oh, guys! Now for our J. Jonah Jameson cameo. Completely through email. Wrong.
All right, I will say this though. It's kind of sad because it's just one of those. I can understand that why they wouldn't want to do Norman Osborn as the Green Goblin again, because again the Raimi films did that.
But
still, you could have at least given something for Norman to do in this franchise. Come on.
And even...
Hey, Jovah, you know who was also supposed to be in this movie but got shockingly for this film cut out?
Spencer Smythe, yeah.
No, Mary Jane.
Yeah,
Mary Jane was originally
knew that,
supposed...
but I was going to save that for later because of...
Basically, Mary Jane even had an actress cast, Shailene Woodley, and they even filmed scenes. But then they decided, yeah, she don't work here, so they cut her out.
And it was probably because of the rewrites.
Yeah, and before you ask you, Roy, yes, cutting Mary Jane actually does hurt this movie a big lot. Again, though, I can't tell you why, because that would spoil something. Yeah.
Basically, Shiroi, in the comics, when Peter first met Mary Jane, he was still dating Gwen.
Yeah, that's all you...
In fact, Mary and Gwen were actually really big friends in the comics.
That's all you need to know for now. Aw, he has... That's right, it's his birthday, but he has to stay behind because he's the electrician.
Well, that and the boss is a dick.
And for some reason, this corporation keeps behind super electric eels. By the power! Oh wait, that's right, they're using...
I got my Blu-ray of Doctor Strange this week. I kind of wish we were watching that instead.
Well, let's try and have fun. Yeah, you're right. Can you guess what's gonna happen? Let's see. He's in a power plant. There are electric eels. What do you think? Shuri?
It's Corey. Yeah, Shuri?
This is one of those things in movies that I happen to get a lot. Like an actor who's trying to come across as nerdy, but he comes across more like a dork to me.
Which is weird, because Jamie Foxx actually has done nerds before better, so I can only assume that he was directed to dork it up.
It was kind of somewhat also, granted to a lesser extent than this, obviously.
Hey, Shiroi, what's gonna happen?
Oh boy, here we go.
He's gonna fall on his ass, I guess.
That's the thing. His origin story about how he becomes Electro in this movie makes no sense. So he gets electrocuted, and that somehow turns him into Electro. Seriously?
Well, actually, no. It's more than that. Happy birthday!
Here we go.
Now, believe it or not, this is not what turns him into Electro. No, what turns him into Electro is falling into a vat with electric eels.
Yeah, but that's the thing, Jovah.
I'm pretty sure that would kill someone more than turn them into an electric superpower being.
Well, he should have died from the shock of the pipeline in the first place.
Okay.
Well, Jovah, to be fair, Peter should have died of radiation.
Okay. See, in the comics, the way he becomes Electro was actually through a freak accident. He was gripping hard enough onto an electric line that he was actually fixing when lightning struck. He managed to hold on just long enough to the point where it actually had a weird chemical reaction in his system, and oh god, the scene.
You see, Jovah,
Wait, hold
the
on.
thing we have-
Listen to the scene.
Go ahead. I'm just your generic snooty suit.
Yeah, these are all. This is a typical businessman kind of.
The problem, Shiroi, is that
You are fired, miss.
Dude, what is with your fringe?
the problem, Shiroi, is that, believe it or not, these are gonna be crucial to the plot.
Yeah.
In a Spider-Man movie, business talk is crucial to the plot.
Well, it was kind of like that in the first film too.
No, Dwibs.
I disagree with that.
And also,
in the first movie, we only heard what we needed to hear.
I did say kind of.
not only that, Dwibs, but the first film had Willem Dafoe hamming it up to help make those scenes entertaining.
True.
And Dane DeHaan is no Willem Dafoe. I mean, no disrespect, but pitting Dane DeHaan against Willem Dafoe, that's like pitting...
Later on, he certainly does try to be Willem Dafoe.
And fails, I'm gonna be quite honest. But let's save that for later.
Oh yeah, I never got this chick. See, this chick is
that's
supposed to be
Felicia Hardy, Black Cat.
Played
I know,
by Jones.
Well, but that's the thing, Jovah. She's not Black Cat in this, so it doesn't matter. The point
I
is,
guess. Oh, look,
Felicia
Pedro,
here-
I've actually got special trivia for you. She's not Black Cat here, but she becomes Black Cat in the video game adaptation, which may or may not tie into this movie's plot.
Who cares? Anyway, the point is, I don't get Felicia. If Felicia's just supposed to be Harry's secretary, then why is she here in the board meeting? Secretaries don't go into the board meeting. That's only for members of the board. Hence the term board meeting.
And,
Board plus secretary meeting now.
And here's an even better question: why Felicia Hardy if she's not going to become Black Cat? Just why?
Seriously,
Remember,
why
Joe,
not just
we're
have a
setting it up
generic
to the
secretary?
six.
If you're not, oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, sure, you were probably gone when we talked about it, but here's one of this movie's main issues. It sets up for Amazing Spider-Man 3, which never came to be a truckload. Seriously, okay. The Raimi Spider-Man movie... Oh, by the way, Shuri, Peter and Harry are friends.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, she already saw the Raimi film, so she already knows that Peter and Harry being friends is kind of an important thing. Here's the thing: the problem with this version of Harry and Peter is that we don't even see them interact before this, and now we're jumping right into Peter having to support him for the loss of his dad.
Oh, but it gets even better.
It doesn't work because we haven't even seen these two interact before this.
Oh, but it gets even better. It gets even better, Shiroi.
Mm-hmm.
Remember how I pointed out that it was stupid that Peter had to sneak into Oscorp in the first movie?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this comes back. You see, one of the main reasons I brought up but didn't want to spoil you was this. He could have easily have told Oscorp, hey, I know your son, you can call him up and have him vouch for me. That would have been an easier way to get in. Seriously, it's like I say.
It's not like he would have lied because there doesn't seem to be any bad blood at the moment.
Well,
again, yeah, I can imagine on a conversation with when Mr. Osborn, Master Osborn in this case, some guy claiming to be your best friend Peter Parker wants to come in, should we let him?
Harry would have complied in a minute. Well,
again, I guess he might have needed evidence or proof.
Dwibs, they could have easily have called him up and he would have complied. Again, look, it's a stupid...
Yeah, because normally when you see a situation like that, it's
merry-go-round.
The person is pretending that they're friends with this person, but in this case, they are friends.
Seriously, anyone who's seen the Raimi trilogy was really disappointed with how they handled these two relationships.
Even the reason in the Raimi trilogy it works better because in the first movie, the first thing we see immediately is of course them interacting, and then we have stuff like Harry standing up for Peter from the bullies that are messing with him in the exhibition, the museum and stuff like that. In here we literally jump straight into supporting because father dead.
Seriously though, I'm gonna be quite honest. I was just okay. At this point, when I saw this movie, I actually had tears in my eyes because of how stupid it was. Seriously, look. I get not wanting to be like the Raimi trilogy, but dude, some things like that relationship, you could have used the Raimi trilogy as a template if you couldn't think up of a better way to do them in. Seriously, look. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a bit ironic though. They were trying to get away from it, but one thing, the thought that was always running through my mind when I saw this in the cinema well, mostly mostly for the cinematography and some silly bits that are in this film, kind of came up to me like this does kind of feel a bit like the Raimi films.
You must have been thinking about them in their worst moments, because honestly, no, this does not feel like the Raimi films, or at least the good parts of the Raimi films.
That's another reason why I'm so looking forward to Homecoming, because Homecoming really seems like it's really putting its own spin on things rather than trying to
get it ground. Spin because we spin.
Okay, yeah, we should probably listen, because there's actually going to be important dialogue between these two. Some of which may piss you off, Shiroi, I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
Also, his facial acting can be really distracting sometimes. He'll be just like...
Oh, and look at that, they're being watched.
Keep your
eye on Mr. Osborn. I think something's up with him.
That's right. It turns out that he needs Spider-Man's DNA to help form the cure for this incurable disease.
What?
Shiroi.
How does that work?
Shiroi, any ideas?
No.
This is starting to remind me of actually, Batman v Superman had a similar thing where Lex Luthor mixes his own DNA with Zod's corpse, and that somehow equals Doomsday. I don't get that.
So yeah, like Harry said, the Oscorp board members are watching him like a hawk and just waiting for him to keel over. Why? I have no freaking clue. It's just because they're evil.
No one does.
Oh my god, for God's sakes. Look!
Mr.
Okay.
This guy is incapable of running our organization.
Okay, look.
Reasons.
I hate to have to
that guy looks like that guy looks like the actor from Super 8. So sorry, Sense8. Yeah.
Okay. Look, I hate to have to compare this to the Raimi trilogy again, but in the first Raimi film, it made sense that the board members were out to get Osborn because, well, he was in charge of a big company and he was, for all they knew... Oh yeah, turns out he's not dead. Oh, that's right. Turns out, Shiroi, Oscorp are trying to cover up his death, his supposed death.
Also, we get, to be honest, the worst theme in this movie.
We're not there yet, exactly, dudes.
Oh, is this the one you showed me?
No.
Quite
it's later during a scene in Times Square, but this is where it starts to make its mark.
I'm gonna be quite honest. This design for Electro does nothing for me.
Yeah, this
it's
Dr.
So Manhattan. Dr. Manhattan.
It's just him being all bluish. It's very uninspired, honestly.
Electro the Hedgehog.
So he's in Avatar mode.
Yeah, he's an avatar from James Cameron's Avatar, I guess.
Yeah,
and he also goes into the Avatar state at times, and oh goody! Shiroi, now's the perfect time for me to bring up. You missed it, but Shiroi, remember how Peter and Gwen seemed like they were going to actually hit it off by the end of the Amazing Spider-Man 1 film?
I'm guessing no.
Well, here's the thing. Whenever Peter tries to so much as talk to Gwen, he sees visions of her father, shaking his head no. Now, remember how the first Amazing Spider-Man film said, you know what? No, we're going to do away with that stupid cliche of, I can't be with you. Then Amazing Spider-Man 2 decided, you know what? Sorry, guys. We actually are going to do that cliche. In fact, we're going to milk it hard for this film.
Please don't blame us too much, guys. The Sony executives told us to do it.
So basically, even in death, her father is cock-blocking him.
Yeah. Anyway, I'd like to expand on something that I said earlier. In terms of how the fuck does that work in terms of the Spider-Man DNA thingy? Okay, for the sake of the fans, I understand, and trust me, this is actually I'm one of the biggest defenders of this because it's true. There is a very considerable difference between real science and comic book science, because in real science, being bitten by a radioactive spider will kill you instantly because of radiation. However, this is of course a comic book, so we switch to comic book science logic.
Well,
however,
exactly.
even comic book science at the very least tries to explain its own inner logic to some extent.
Heck,
this
believe it or
movie,
not,
on the other hand, just throws that at us, and that's it. You know, like Metal Gear has a lot of weird comic book style science, but at least Kojima goes out of his way to explain the basic logic. Like the nanomachines. Well, the first thing that happens in Metal Gear Solid 1 is they explain what the nanomachines are.
Believe it or not, Pedro, you aren't going to hear much objections from even the comic book fans, because even the comic books, as back as far as the 60s, did in their own weird way actually explain stuff. In fact, believe it or not...
I just wanted to get that clear.
Yeah, believe it or not, actually, the Ultimate Universe actually makes every superpower science-based. Yes, even the mystical stuff of Doctor Strange has science tied into it in the Ultimate Universe, which is what this movie is based off of.
I'm glad Marvel didn't go with that interpretation, because I prefer Doctor Strange's thing to be just purely magic, because that's kind of what makes him unique from the other Marvel heroes, honestly.
Wow, I think that sums up exactly how Orky and Kurtzman must have felt after the rewrites.
Yeah.
Just spitting in my face, this is killing me.
Yeah, we're going from our original ideas to this.
Remind me, Dwebs, have Orky and Kurtzman ever worked with Sony since this?
Well, this was the last film they wrote together.
Now...
Oh, right, yeah.
Now, for comparison...
Kurtzman's directing The Mummy.
I'll be right back.
Dwibs, I think your favorite tune may be coming up.
Oh, fuck.
Shiroi.
Basically, the worst, when the score gets bad, it's Hans Zimmer is worse.
Also, Shiroi, get ready. If you blink, you may miss her. We're about to get this villain, and mind you, he's one of the main 3 villains. We're about to get this villain's motivation for being a villain.
Well, not yet. We got more...
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay, they can't seem to decide. Are these two a couple or not? Like... whatever. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna bring up a thing. Okay, yeah, sure. While Mary Jane and Peter in the Raimi trilogy were really kind of cock-teasing each other, at the very least, they didn't actually commit to a relationship until the 3rd movie, so at least we didn't have to spend the first 2 movies constantly going back and forth about it. This movie said, we're gonna do that up the wazoo.
Well, I think there were a couple of moments like that.
Yeah,
in the original trilogy.
Well, Dwibs, like I said, for the most part. I will admit, they did do a bit of that in Spider-Man 2, but to be fair, even then, they never actually sealed the deal on a relationship until the very end of that movie.
Why, what?
Peter, please tell me that the reason you're not getting in with me isn't some stupid "I saw your dead father." It's exactly that, isn't it? Also,
well, I'll explain it to you without me coming off as crazy.
Hey, Shiroi, remember how Gwen pieced together that, her father made Peter promise not to be with her?
Yep.
She conveniently forgets that.
Right. Well,
No.
it seems
Go
they
on.
all did.
Also, she's moving to England.
Because that's what always happens.
Why, it's different than, say, I'm moving to another state, so... Props for doing a cliche, but doing it differently, I guess?
Maybe it's...
Props, maybe.
Maybe it's because these two were actually dating in real life, but I gotta say, this may sound weird. Am I the only one who thinks that they can't, for the real life for themselves, actually try to act like 2 teens who aren't dating? Like, seriously.
Here we go. I think, here it is.
Ants matter.
Ah!
Okay. I give to you...
That bit there nearly deafened me.
Oh
in
my
the
god,
cinema.
Mickey Mouse? Dude, I just saw Mickey Mouse on one of those screens.
Okay, 2 things. 1, that bit just then nearly deafened me in the cinema, and 2, considering all the Disney stuff in the background, maybe this was foreshadowing to the Sony Marvel deal.
Ah, isn't that cute? He left his clothes and shoes right next to her.
And listen to these lyrics.
He can see...
Yeah. I pulse this racing make the joint like self-destroy. I can't ignore the paranoia.
Boy.
Oh, yeah, I'm guessing this is the bit Pharrell Williams did.
Wow.
So, Shiroi, what do you think of this music?
Nah.
Well, get ready, Shuri. It's about to
Can
get
I go
more.
back to the last Guardian soundtrack, please?
Well, Shuri, believe it or not, this soundtrack is about to get borderline annoying.
Oh, is this where it happened? No.
No, that'll come up. Wow.
Well, that's a bit later.
Guys, I gotta say the protagonist for the new Watch Dogs game looks rather silly.
Yeah.
Watch Dogs 3, Enter Electro.
Ugh.
Oh, look, Disney! They even have Disney right there!
It's like I just said, Jovah, and I'll say it again for the sake of
Please,
Pedro.
please,
This is like foreshadowing for the Sony
Yeah.
Marvel deal.
yeah, please, Disney, come in and take Spider-Man away from these assholes.
Maybe that was a subliminal message to Disney to ask for help.
Well, again, it didn't fully happen, but it partly happened.
Oh, wait. Hold on, listen to this, Shuri. We're about to get our villain's motivation for being a villain.
I'm famous now.
Wait.
He wants people to notice him, Shiroi.
But that's
No,
actually...
it's you, senpai.
But
Yeah, that's exactly it, Shiroi. Spider-Man is his senpai. It is.
Hold on. Believe it or not, this is not his motivation yet. God, this music is stupidly whimsical.
Yeah.
Also, his face looks terrible. I don't mean in a design way. I mean in an effects way.
I mean...
Apparently, this was the hardest bit the makeup people had to do.
Now listen to this. He's still trying to act like a human being, saying, "Look, I don't mean it, okay? Just don't bug me."
Well,
So he's basically pulling an Elsa right now.
I wish they pulled a nose with him. I really wish they did. Like, seriously,
don't
here...
shoot any idiots.
Well, to be fair, it's Marvel citizens. Oh, thank you, police officer. He told them to stop shooting.
Hold your fire, arseholes.
Now, see here, again, it seems like this, with Spidey clearly working with the police, and yet they still act like they've got the whole menace or whatever thing. Okay, let's listen.
What? I never thought I'd run into you
hold on,
again
listen,
so soon.
listen. See, he actually remembers him and still treats him decently. Now, admittedly, this is Spider-Man spiel, you know, trying to be all humorous, but also trying to comfort. Good.
Why, Hans? Why this
Wait.
music? It doesn't fit.
And what's it? Gwen, why are you grabbing a metal bar with an electric villain?
Well, to be fair, she's not in the most immediate danger
Oh
at the
god,
moment.
she's
Those
not
people
gonna
on the
die,
steps are.
is she?
No, Shuri, that would be stupid.
Alright.
No. There's those people on the steps there that are in the most immediate danger.
No, still, it's stupid for Gwen to do. I'm gonna be quite honest. It ties into how
Yeah.
they make her dumb. Look.
I mean, look at they keep going back to the feet.
Oh, wait. Okay. Alright.
Whoa. Oops. We told you not to shoot, arsehole.
Idiot.
Not just that.
Oh.
No!
Hans-
Wait, hold on. Wait for the lyrics.
Ugh.
Ow, my ears.
Okay, Hans, you know that thing that you did in The Little Prince? Do more of that, please.
And now, believe it or not, Shuri, Electro is not going to be a bad guy just yet. Now we're actually about to get his motivation.
Senpai did
Because-
not notice me.
Let me get this.
Hey, I think I can see Jovah there somewhere.
No, I wasn't in this scene. I was just in the first one, which took place in Rochester.
Alright.
Oh,
Damn it,
God.
he took my spotlight.
No, wait, listen to the lyrics. He lied to me. He
He
hates.
hates me.
You are hearing this right. You are hearing this right, Shuri. Those are actually lyrics of the theme. I'm sorry. I didn't know we were guest starring Voldemort as the Whispering.
He is my enemy.
Oh. Oh, and by the way, Dibs, about Gwen not being in immediate danger, yeah, the metal grates connecting to the bars.
Well, these guys are.
Again,
in the most
Dibs,
danger
they're
here.
coursing all over her. It's a stupid move.
Also, is that staircase even a real thing in New York?
For certain areas, yeah.
Wonder why is it even there?
I do like the way the scene is directed, though.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
Yeah. I like how the spider sense is handled here. It's like a camera of sorts.
Yeah, that is neat. And the music here? Thank you.
You see, Hans, do more of this, please.
Gwen, take your arm off the metal bar! Seriously.
That's the first step, Hans.
Also, cliche birthday quotes. It's my birthday. Now it's time for me to light my candles.
Oh, hi, Annie.
You see, Hans, that's the first step. Make the whole score like this.
It's too late, Pedro.
Yeah.
Also, wow, I love how Sony destroyed their own product placement there with that bus stop.
I also love how they advertised the upcoming at the time Annie flick. Oh god, more
Where
of
is
this
that
scene.
Spider-Man guy who I hate now?
And now he has complete control over his powers, if you can believe it. Yeah, just like that, he's now got the hang of it, Shiroi.
And he managed to drain all the power from Times Square just like that.
So Shiroi, our villains, and yes, Electro is actually our main villain of this flick. Our main villain's motivation is...
I hate Spider-Man now because reasons.
Yeah, never mind the fact that Spider-Man still cared for him and all, and wow. Wow, that's a lot of collateral damage, but yeah.
Also...
And she still has her hand on the metal bar, come on. Look, okay, immediate danger or not, you just saw that the guy could do a citywide blast like that.
No, wait, Jovah, I got it. Emma Stone was trying to think of a way to try and get out the movie.
Hey, Gwen, you want to maybe try and think of something like you did in the first Amazing...
Well, never mind. Spider-Man wearing a
okay, this is funny. Yeah, again...
Hey, you didn't high-five the other guy.
Now, seriously, again, I don't get this. The city is pretty much in love with him. Why do we even bother having the hero or menace thing when... Oh, and now he hates him.
That's just the thing, Jovah. Marvel's Marvel's asshole citizen trope is always completely inconsistent because of the will of the plot.
And here it really stands out, though. I mean, seriously. Okay, look. Maybe have, like, neighboring cities say maybe he's a hero or menace, but when you have everyone pretty much loving him, okay.
It was such a good wise on part of the MCU to not do this stupid trope, because I'm so tired of this stupid trope.
Again, see, about the Raimi trilogy, it made sense that people love Spider-Man because, well, he had 3 movies to build up his reputation. So I actually could buy it. And the only reason they didn't like him was because he acted as a jerk as black suits as Spider-Man. That made sense. Here, it's like they're trying to be true to the whole Marvel citizens are dixing, but not committing because...
So, Jovah?
Yeah?
Can I ask you a question about about when you were there during that, you know that bit you were in?
Yeah.
Was that during the bit where like half the NYPD were chasing the Oscorp truck?
Yes, that's the Rochester scene.
Yeah, that was the bit.
And I think that scene. Okay, I wasn't there for the filming of the final scene, but I think the final scene also was in Rochester. But we'll get to that later. Now, sure,
so that's one person who's involved, well, kind of involved during the filming of a major movie. I just got the rest of us left.
I just realized something. Shiroi?
Yep.
We're an hour in. Notice that we've only just now actually gotten a main villain.
Let me check. Yeah, over an hour. Well, again, that's the
oh wait, guys.
It's a quick hour at least.
Hold on, guys. It's time for another Amazing Spider-Man free setup thing.
What is Roosevelt? Was he playing
Jeopardy?
Jeopardy?
You don't know who Franklin Roosevelt is?
Is he playing Jeopardy now? What is Roosevelt? Correct, you get 500.
Peter, you're supposed to be smart. You should know who Roosevelt is, especially if you're a New Yorker.
Hey, man. I'm a science major, not a history major.
Yeah, we don't even really hear about his smarts at all in this movie.
But Wibbs, an American not knowing who Franklin Roosevelt is, that's like... Okay,
well,
I can't think of a British equivalent.
Winston Churchill.
Yeah, Churchill. There you go.
Sure, that's like if you didn't know who Winston Churchill was.
By the way, that was a joke.
But that's a thing, Wibbs. It's such a stupid thing.
Do I have to lose you too?
I'm a Portuguese man, and I fucking know who Roosevelt is.
Do you know who both of the Roosevelts are, by the way? Remember, there's Theodore Roosevelt, and then there was his fifth cousin, Franklin Roosevelt.
Well, sure. I'm more familiar with Franklin, but yeah, sure. I know about Theodore, yeah.
Well, either way, though, both are associated. Yeah, you're right, though.
To continue on what Jovah was saying earlier, that's true, Jovah, they do learn alone, but then we have that incredibly cheesy scene where they go like, if you mess with Spidey, you mess with New York. If you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us.
Well, hey.
So is that true, Jovah? If you mess with one person in New York, you're messing with the entire city?
Yeah, that's one of our mottos.
Mm.
Here we go. It's a more, okay, to be fair, this is build up for this movie, not the third one.
It's...
I think.
Oh, look at that! They're using the same tech that Tony Stark uses. No, seriously, that's the same tech.
I kind of wish I was watching
Iron Man 2, Iron Man 1, even Iron Man fucking 3.
I don't know. I'll still take this over Iron Man 2, honestly.
That's what I said earlier.
Well, Pedro, I said in my... Oh, yeah, I agree. I take this over Iron Man 2. Don't get me wrong, Iron Man 2 can be fun, but it's quite a slog.
It's terrible.
Also, YouTube videos don't load up that quickly, mate. Also, hang on, wait a minute.
Yeah, you wish they did.
Hang on, wait, see that dislike bar? 92 likes, 0 dislikes, and yet the dislike bit's still up.
You know, guys, guys, YouTube is literally a click away from your browser. You could at least do some bit of research on how YouTube works.
Oh, but then we might actually have to credit someone on YouTube, and that would cost money.
I could literally do research on YouTube right now if I wanted.
Just make a video. Just film a video under like a fake name or something. Upload it to YouTube because I'm sure you've got the resources. You're a major movie studio.
Resources, it's free.
And you got to pay the actors and stuff. But just put it under a fake name and do like and put it up for YouTube. I mean, not only is it for the movie, but it could also be like a little.
Oh wait, hold on, wait, listen to this. Speaking of Huddle, do. I like that ringtone. Do.
Do you have it, Jovah?
No.
In case you don't know, Shiroi, it's the 1960s Spider-Man theme. Spider-Man.
That's the one everyone's familiar with.
Yeah. Oh boy, Harry needs to see Peter, guys. We all know what this means. Time for another buddy. Oh my god, this is only the second scene we've had with those two in like 1 hour and 6 minutes. God dang you, movie.
Spider Pig.
Yeah.
Does whatever a spider pig does.
So it turns
swing from a web. No, he can't.
Okay.
He's a pig.
Okay. This is actually an homage to Ultimate Spider-Man, except in Ultimate Spider-Man, it was actually built up that Peter and Eddie Brock's fathers were both...
Which Ultimate Spider-Man?
The comics. Well, basically, in the Ultimate Spider-Man comics, Peter and Eddie Brock were actually childhood friends whose fathers happened to be both working on the super secret project, which in that comic was of course the Black Suit Goo. Yeah, in that version, the Black Suit wasn't really an alien. It was actually a project made by Peter and Eddie Brock's fathers. It was actually rather cool. Here they did that.
It was a sperm. I don't know. Like they never explain it. So
DNA. Yeah. But here, though,
hang on. He could do everything else a spider can. What? Was that a reference?
Yes, it was a very badly done reference, but yes.
Wow. But yeah, basically...
You can't even get that basic kind of reference right, really?
Come on,
that's the easiest kind of reference to make. It practically makes itself.
Oh,
Even that's too much work for them, I guess.
Oh, now believe it or not, guess what Gwen Stacy's whole spiel in this movie is going to be, Shiroi?
What?
Typing stuff.
She's going to be looking for information on Max Dillon, only we know already that Max Dillon is Electro.
And Peter knows as well.
So, why is Gwen Stacy looking for information on him?
Filler!
It reminds me... It reminds me of Lois Lane in Batman v Superman, but to its credit, at the very least, Gwen has more of a purpose in this movie than Lois in Batman v Superman, at least. Like, seriously, Shiroi. Shiroi, question. Do you know who Lex Luthor is? The main villain, the primary villain of the Superman.
You know, the bald guy who hates Superman.
Well, I don't read comic books, so...
Well, have you seen any movies? I mean, the TV show?
No, actually, Superman was one I never really had any
Okay. The point is, Shiroi, everybody pretty much knows that Lex Luthor is the bad guy when it comes to Superman. Even Dwebs knows this. And Lois Lane's entire purpose, aka Superman's love interest, her entire purpose in Batman v Superman is to discover that Lex Luthor is the bad guy.
To her credit, though, her purpose was also trying to prove it. Because, well, to be fair, she was suspicious from the get-go. So it made sense that she was looking for information so she could nail Lex Luthor with it.
Wasn't she good in one particular TV series?
No, sure.
Yes,
Lois Lane more often than not.
And I like Terry Hatcher's, and I really like Terry Hatcher's take on her in the New Adventures of Lois and Clark.
And I'll give her credit, she was good in Man of Steel. And she was fine in Batman v Superman, because again...
Oh, yeah. Amy Adams is an absolutely wonderful actress. It's just that she has shit writing to work with.
Yeah, I'll give her credit, though. Her Lois Lane never got nearly as stupid as this movie's Gwen Stacy is.
Joe, remember that scene where she just tossed a spear into the...
Yeah, let's not forget that.
Again, Dwebs, what Gwen Stacy's even more stupid in this movie. Remember that scene, and that scene, which I can't spoil because then Shiroi would get pissed way too early?
I don't know. At the very least, Gwen still has somewhat of a purpose in this movie. Whereas in Batman v Superman, you could literally delete Lois Lane from that movie, and nothing would have changed.
Well, to be fair, that doesn't make her more stupid, though. That just makes her more not needed.
I know, but I'll at least take her because at least she actually has I have a reason to be watching her aside from filler.
Anyway, speaking of which, well, I work here,
Peter.
Okay. This is actually.
Yeah, I do like one line coming up later.
Let's listen.
Sir, can we just check in the cupboard? Sir.
Shh. Oh, what a shock! They're covering it up.
Sir, they're in the cupboard. Yeah, I know they're in the cupboard. I just don't want to go
hold
there
on,
because
listen.
the script told me not to.
Really? Why are we...
Because that worked out so well last time.
Yeah.
Problem is, that's literally the only solution he knows about, so, yeah.
There's this line here. The Bahamas are finding places.
I'm sure these two totally aren't gonna be a couple. You see, okay, Pedro, you were actually absent when I said this. A really awkward thing about this movie is like, whenever these two are trying to act like, we totally won't get together, I just can't buy it. I mean, maybe it had to do with the fact that these two are still dating, but I hate to say it, whenever they try to act like they don't have chemistry, their acting kinda sucks, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
They're so much better when they're actually acting together.
Well, again, Jovah, look at the material they've been given.
No, I'm sorry. Even with the material they were given, they can act better than that.
Nope.
Whoa.
there. Sir, can we just take the other elevator?
No. And we're just gonna let the boy who did all that to us go. And wow, how did he suddenly appear on her? Like, wait,
I'm Batman. Oh wait, sorry, wrong franchise. I'm Harry Osborn.
Yeah, movie, please. Just don't. No. You have not had nearly enough time to try and do this movie.
Here's a good drinking game. Is a good drinking game, ladies and gentlemen. Drink every time Jovah does no thing, like he's
Basically, sure. They're trying to.
What was that? What was that character in that movie that every time he does a no thing, like Shia LaBeouf?
Basically, Shiroi, as you can probably tell, they're setting up a love triangle.
Well, later on in the movie.
No, movie, you have not earned this.
It's weird though. Half the foreshadowing is done for this movie and this movie alone, but the rest of it is just...
Oh no!
I'm doing it again.
No!
Jovah, not for nothing, but can you think of another expression to use?
This is stupid.
God
this is
damn
stupid.
it.
This is stupid. Okay, Shiroi.
Now we get stereotypical evil German scientist guy.
The public domain music here?
Shiroi, this is Dr. Kafka. Now, Dr. Kafka, in, well, every single other continuity, is a woman who runs an asylum who is actually very kind and caring to her patients and legitimately wants to help them.
And this person is a bloke and a complete psycho, I'm guessing.
A German scientist who loves to torture.
With this music in the background, how fitting.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I don't care whatever way you try and paint it. And yes, this is entertainingly stupid, but wow, screw you in ruining Dr. Kafka's character. Like, seriously.
Who?
No, Dwibs. Look, I get you don't know it, but still, look. This is really stupid. See, this is what happens when you go way too far. You get stupid stuff like this.
Oh, he's not even trying to hide his evilness. And I would get results.
Like, okay. Now, seriously, this is like if they made Captain America a Hydra agent. Oh, wait. Well, this is like if they made Spider-Man make a deal with the devil. Oh, wait. Well, this is like if they made Iron Man a villain.
Electricity, right?
Your force of nature you can't control, blah, 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 blah. Oh, what do you know? He can control it.
Electricity hurts. Yeah.
What? Okay, this is supposed to be an institute for the insane, mind you.
Yeah, how come the electricity hurts him? I thought he is electricity now.
But Doctor made something evil that could reflect back on him. But yeah, seriously. Okay. About my rant about this being Dr. Kafka, this doesn't even make sense though. Ravencroft Institute is an asylum where they legitimately try to help villains. There's never ever about where they've ever tried to do something sick like this. This would make more sense if this were happening at one of Oscorp's labs. Like, okay, you probably know where this is going. We're trying to build up that cinematic universe with Ravencroft Institute. Doesn't matter
also, his
how
glasses are broken.
Mm-hmm. But seriously though, why is an institute for the insane doing stuff like this? It doesn't even make sense in the context. And no, I'm not gonna buy it.
Also, I think
It's still inappropriate.
I think Hans Zimmer sat on the keyboard for this bit.
And now we're in this scene. Peter, are you Spider-Man?
No, Aunt May. This is for my art project.
But what about the costume and mask that you left in your laundry?
Our project.
Again, art project.
But what about all the web slingers that act exactly
I'm
like
a
his...
fanboy.
Peter, I
There you
think you
go,
need
Jovah.
help.
Yeah, I need help with my
Whoa.
art project.
Oh, right, we're going back to the whole parents thing now.
When was that last done? Like half an hour ago?
Well, now it's a plot point.
Because why not?
Oh, and I think there was also this man, I think his name was Uncle Jim or something.
Well, they did mention the uncle, yeah.
But barely. Kind of weird. Oh, now they mentioned him. It's almost like this came out of nowhere, Peter. What got into you?
Art project? Yeah, that's my headcanon. He can only ever say art project as an excuse for literally anything. Why are your clothes dirty? Art project. Why is this script so messed up? Art project.
It's like some people I knew in university would use the excuse, my room's messy because I'm an artist.
Yeah, and why did we give this franchise to a guy with no big budget making film experience in the first place?
Which is interesting because
Okay.
it's actually one of those rare cases where it did work.
For art.
Well, actually, it did work. I think this movie is well directed anyway. So.
Yeah, I mean, out of all these movies I've seen where you just get an indie director out of the blue all of a sudden doing a big budget motion picture, I think the worst case of that is I'm not quite sure actually.
I will admit it's not this movie again.
I think it's well, not Godzilla. That film looked fine, and Kong Skull Island looked fine too, aside from a few dodgy animals here and there.
I'm actually going to be the one who gives this credit. Oh, wait, hold on. Backstory. Now, believe it or not, Shiroi, at some point, this happened. Info dump.
You lied to me.
You know, it would be all well and nice if this plot was actually going to be resolved, but, spoiler, Shiroi, it ain't. Yeah, never mind the fact that it's causing stress to his aunt, but nope, he's still gonna pursue it even more and more now that she's told him that little plot point, and this never gets resolved by the end of this movie.
Well, there is actually, Jovah, considering a deleted scene, I'm actually kind of glad.
Deleted scene? Oh, good segue. What was it?
I won't mention it yet.
Oh, is it one that spoils what's gonna happen in this movie?
Just in case, because I know how touchy you are with spoilers.
PM it to me first.
Okay, well, because you've seen the movie, you should know.
And Harry's still sick. Feel sad for him, Shiroi. The movie wants you to.
No.
Oh, good. Now
I don't feel like it.
Now pay attention to this scene.
Pretend he's Trico, Shiroi.
So. Wait. Now,
none of this can compare.
Now, Shiroi, imagine yourself in Harry's shoes. As far as you know, this guy's DNA is your one hope to survival that anyone has ever found. Watch and see how Peter tries to handle it.
Very poorly, I should imagine.
That's putting it lightly. But not right now.
Because last time I did that, it didn't work out well.
Well, he's dying anyway.
Yeah, he just said I'm already dying.
Yeah, like seriously.
And also, you know what's funny?
What?
This is literally the previous year, also Ian Kurtzman wrote Star Trek Into Darkness, and that film also had a silly subplot involving blood.
God darn, Dahan is trying. And okay, actually, this is one of the scenes where he succeeds. But problem is that Peter just comes to say, sorry, we'll try and find another way.
I mean, if he did, it was like that joke I made just then. If he'd have just said, "Look, I tried to do this before, it didn't work out," if he'd have just said that, then maybe it wouldn't have helped all that much. But at least he would have tried.
That was your own fault, dude.
Well, given the fact that Spider-Man's pretty much telling him, sorry, we'll try and find another way, how would you react if, that was your one chance of survival as far as you knew?
I wouldn't punch ass.
And now he's gonna go all Tommy Wiseau on the place because you're a fraud, Spider-Man!
Yeah.
Everybody betrayed me.
Yeah, real... That was so nice, Peter. No. You see, that's another problem. Every time he talks to her, he ends up leading her on with the prospect of them actually being a couple, only to say, no, I'm sorry, I can't do it. Peter?
You're telling us.
Peter?
God damn it, Peter.
Okay, I get the feeling this is the part where...
I love that line you just said, nothing makes sense anymore.
I get the feeling that was Andrew Garfield trying to commentate on just... Oh, God.
Yeah, he's trying to tell Mark, nothing makes sense anymore, help me out here. And then Mark's like, hey, I didn't write this thing.
I will say this.
Ask Bob and Alex, or Jeff, or Avi, or whoever. Yes, Avi Arad was a producer on this movie. How many interviews do they have for Oxford? That's not the university I go to, by the way.
Hey, sure, right.
Really
I bet you'll never guess how this speech is gonna go. I'm your player 1 and I'm your player 2. God save the Queen?
Save the
what?
Queen.
Twibs, is that a thing?
Well, there is a Union Jack. I guess he's just an American having a mini freakout.
Twibs, is this a saying you guys used to woo ladies over in England? God save the Queen?
God save the Queen. No.
No.
Well, it's really ironic.
I can imagine it now. Peter and Gwen, they're about to make it, and then Peter says, he tries to be seductive, and he's saying, God save the Queen, baby.
He's trying to convince her not to go to Oxford. Why? Because he won't be able to look after her there.
Unless there's some British Spider-Man or something.
I think there is. Well, bye.
See ya. Hey, look at Zed. What are the Zed boys?
And now, Shiroi, you know how he had a whole speech saying to his aunt, I can't abandon this? Well, now he abandons it.
And then when the writers were confronted about this, they said, our project, hormones.
Yeah, this scene feels like it was...
art project.
Hey Pedro, this is one of those scenes
Get
that
a
kind
Tumblr
of...
account.
I'd say that this is one of those scenes that definitely feels like it was edited in.
Yeah, probably.
Oh no, he smashed the calculator. Why do I care?
Symbolism?
Because the movie tells you you're supposed to care.
And now the
also, I love. I can see a parallel now coming up with this commentary and future commentaries already. Jovah's the one ranting the most about this movie, so I get the feeling Pedro's going to be the one ranting the most about Spider-Man 3.
Well, I'll also have my rants about Spider-Man 3. I really hate how the executive meddlers forced Raimi to make Sandman the one who truly kills Uncle Ben. That was stupid!
I could really be playing Neo right now.
Well, let's try and be entertained. Roosevelt plus Subway equals conspiracy!
Roosevelt is like a secret password or something.
Hi, Felicia Hardesky.
Ugh,
Okay, time
God.
for more building up of Amazing Spider-Man 3 with Felicia now.
Yeah, this is actually the most boring part of the movie to me.
Business talk! Be excited!
Because when I pay to see a superhero movie, I want to see white suits talking about taxes.
Oh, wait. Hold
I
on.
don't think they're on about taxes. I think they're just on about other kind of...
Well,
Wait,
yeah,
hold
true.
on, guys. Felicia may know something.
I was just making a Star Wars Phantom Menace joke.
As soon as you said the word Venom, people thought, oh, Venom's in this movie now.
That's actually what
There was supposed to be a Venom standalone movie, but
Believe it or not,
yeah.
dude.
Apparently there is going to be one.
Oh god.
And the weird thing is that it's still gonna be in this universe, not Homecomings.
Well, at the very least, it's not going to sell you Homecoming, at least.
But why are they even... no. If I go into that tangent, we're gonna be here all night. Anyway, now we have to look for techno stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell because the techno music montage is playing. Can't you get into the beats, Roy?
Where's Jasper? We really need Jasper in here.
Yes, we do need her.
Wait, is it more like a him?
No,
I mean, he has a man's
no. It's a she.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, aside from Steven and Smoky Quartz, all the gems are female.
No. Wrong Jasper, Joe. I'm talking about Tony Stark's Jasper.
I knew. I was joking.
Jarvis, you mean?
Yeah, Jovah, I'm
Wait,
pretty
Jarvis.
sure you weren't joking, and I
Wait,
genuinely didn't know.
That's it, Jarvis.
Oh, you were talking about Jarvis?
Oh yeah, and now he's gonna get the boot. Mental improvement, really?
That's how it's supposed
to have money.
Well, dibs.
Yeah, and that is...
Mental improvements. That's how it's supposed to be.
Okay. People have said that how can you fire the CEO? That actually can happen if the board unanimously decide to vote.
Yeah, that's
what they did in the first Raimi movie.
That's how companies work. See, the thing is, for the just in case we get a bad president that has bad business practices, we need a board of directors that is there to overrule them and stuff like that.
So here's a question. Why don't they just do that? Why does there have to be this whole complex, we're going to cover up this guy's death, put him in a Ravencroft institution all under the CEO's name, and then make it look like the CEO was behind the cover-up and the using of the corrupt institution?
It can be big. It won't happen if the president is also the CEO, aka the head of the chairman of the board.
Sure, I sounds frustrated.
No, I'm tired.
It's kind of like how
there could be two there's probably two reasons for that. One, the movie, and two, it's midnight.
It's kind of like how at level 5. At level 5, Hino is both the president and the CEO, so he's the ultimate authority there.
Oh god, Pedro, you got me imagining now. You got me imagining Hino in Norman Osborn's place during that scene where the board fights in the first Raimi movie. Do you know how much I sacrificed?
Also, just to add to that, there's actually a third reason. I had a total of 4 hours sleep, I think. So.
You just made me think of something else. No. Here's what would happen if Hino was just the president, not the CEO. The board would fire him for some reason, and then Hino would be like, "You can't do this to me. I built this company. Do you know how many hours of sleep I lost?"
I know, right? You could tell in his bag's eyes. And then he goes on to be a supervillain, casting vengeance.
And then he becomes the Leighton
What would his villain
Goblin.
name be?
The Leighton Goblin.
That would be awesome. Wait, what?
No, you're thinking small. He'll be Don Powell
Oh
II.
God, completely forgot about this.
And the
What
train
is this?
rises from the
So believe it or
underground.
not,
Okay,
Shiroi,
Jovah, please elucidate us. Is this an actual myth that Roosevelt had a fucking train
no,
in here?
nope.
Because Person of Interest did something similar to this, but they explained it a lot better.
Okay, yeah,
I'll
yeah.
just say
Okay,
this.
okay. This is technically a rumor, but like you said, Person of Interest explained it better. Basically, Shiroi, there's this little rumor here and there that there was a secret little train thing that Roosevelt had around in the subways, which could be a possibility. However, this movie made it that it's a freaking Batman cave of all things.
In fact, there's a lot of sets and filming locations in this movie that remind me of Person of Interest, because I've seen Person of Interest be shot in quite a lot of these places as well.
Well, would
Kind of
you
wish
look
I was
at
watching
that,
that show
guys?
right now.
The download's been complete all of these years on that one computer.
The computer's gonna
Also,
crash.
hi, Matrix.
I'm sorry, I can't handle this. I'm Windows Vista. Dated joke, I know, but if
Peter.
the movie's not trying, why should I?
Peter, if you are getting this message, an Amazing Spider-Man 3 is still in the works. All you need to do is not screw things up. Now here's what you need to know. Gwen Stacy is actually going to be around, and her father is actually going to be back from the dead. Yes, it's
Mr.
actually a
Osborn, sir,
problem.
we got a problem.
Oh, crap. Oh yeah, biological weapons. Yep, that's right. Turns out Norman Osborn was evil and wanted everything for himself, so he set out to have Peter's parents killed.
Well, gee, that scene of him being an arsehole to Harry wasn't enough of a clue. Mr. Osborn, sir, weren't you fired?
Don't you see, I have clearance.
I'm so apparently he didn't get the memo.
Also,
The
old
black
Sony
suit.
computer.
Oh my god, let me guess. The message is gonna cut out at the end, isn't it? It's gonna be interrupted by something.
Wait for it. What?
Huh?
Ugh. God, I'm tired.
So it turns out that it was in his father's DNA, and we already knew this. No, seriously, this was established in like the first scene of the first movie, if I recall correctly.
I really need to take a nap.
Everyone's tired, except for maybe Jovah.
No, I'm tired with this movie too.
Oh no! On the contrary, I think I'm the least tired person here.
But that's the thing, Joe. You have to remember, it's already midnight over here.
We'll make it, guys. We're almost there.
Oh,
like
45 minutes!
I could have been playing Neo on my PS4, Jovah. Thanks a lot.
Pedro, look at it like this. We got to enjoy the beautiful ending of Last Guardian.
I know,
Couldn't
but
we have enjoyed it after this?
no,
Well,
sure,
Ventia would have had to stay
Ventia.
up even later, and he's on a different time zone from you guys.
Yeah.
Also, why does it look like he has a red nose now? Is he celebrating Red Nose Day?
Yeah.
Oh, and
Also,
look
Trico plushies don't exist.
So,
I'm sad now.
Jesus Christ! You know, Jovah. You know what I've totally redeemed this movie for me
what?
at this point.
Yeah, what?
If they went, okay, basically, Shiroi, in the comics, there's a storyline where it's revealed that there's a storyline in the comic books where turns out Peter's parents are still alive, but then later on he finds out that those were not actually his real parents; they were actually robot duplicates
Made by the
created-
Chameleon, nonetheless.
Yeah.
That was
I know,
stupid.
I know, Shiroi. Comic books, remember? But, I mean, if they at least went for that cheesiness, it would have at least been fun. I'm not actually your father, Peter. I'm actually
a robot!
This is starting to sound like a bad comic book plot.
I am your father.
Not.
In fact, Jovah, I just realized maybe the technology in Curious Village came from the Chameleon.
Well, it Yeah, that would be cool. No, wait, of course, because that's what Electro's whole thing has been about, taking back what's his.
Jovah, believe it or not, that's not the thing that comes to mind for me the most when it comes to that power grid of his.
Oh, no, that's right. Okay, Shiroi, get ready.
I'll be right back. I need to put some water on my face so I can stay awake.
I need
you.
Can you feel the relationship, Shiroi? Can you feel the drama?
Can you feel the love?
Oh god, no.
I need you.
I need you, please! It sounds like he's laughing.
I think Mark Webb just lost control of this scene.
And now he can do this. And no, before you asked, that apparently did not kill them.
Well, nothing seems to kill anyone that it should in this movie, so I'll buy it.
Shiroi, you're gonna hate the ending then. And he's naked now. No, seriously, you're ripping off Dr. Manhattan.
He gets shorts put on him later.
Dr. Manhattan, Dr. Manhattan. Oh, yeah, you're right, he does have shorts.
Remember, this is a 12A movie.
What's with that face?
Oh my god, it's...
This is for your German accent, man. Okay, this does kill him, I think. But I'm Dr. Gafka. You can't do this to me.
Shut up, you
I'm
faker.
a German scientist.
I can do what I want.
And, scene. Well,
he's got a voice message. Dear Mr. Garfield, this is the head of Sony Pictures here. I regret to inform you that because of your comments you made towards our board of directors, you have been fired.
What? Oh, you mother hubber, you!
Well, you shouldn't have made those comments in the first place, Mr. Garfield, and I'm not joking, by the way, that actually happened.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
And it turns out, Gwen Stacy is leaving.
What, for
Oxford. Oh, but what's even worse, she told him over the phone, so they're totally not going to be a thing.
But she's having a bit of a hard time getting to the airport at the moment because New York traffic. Hey, Jovah, that's the thing, though. You know, Homecoming, apparently, there are going to be some scenes in Homecoming that are filmed in New York State, but because of, you know, the cost of filming in New York, they're going to have to film some scenes elsewhere.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, fuck. Okay. I love this bit's hilarious coming up with this guy and okay, not that one. Get it? Because I shattered your table.
He looks so happy.
Notice the electricity thing on his arm. Oh yeah, I love this bit coming up. Why are you talking back to him? He's got Electro on his side.
And now he's dead.
What did you think was going to happen, you moron?
That was your own fault, you asshat.
And now I give to you, Shiroi, the point where he goes insane.
I remember Jovah, he's not dead yet.
No, he is dead, but he's going to revive him. And now he's whistling the Jeopardy theme.
Wait, so he's going to revive him to shoot him?
Yeah, but
remember, Sony also owns Jeopardy.
Basically, Shiroi, he was dead, but Max can bring people back to life with an electric touch.
I guess Max is a defibrillator now.
Oh, God, please don't play that theme. But yes, now he pretty much owns the grid. Oh yeah.
Well, at least he was polite enough to close the plug, the lid back up when he was done.
Yeah.
How nice of him. Oh, and don't talk back to me again, otherwise I'll just shoot you. You know, you were kind of silly when you tried to argue with a guy who's deranged and a guy who can use electricity at his will.
Oh God, are we? Oh no, not this part.
Oh yes, Pedro, you're just in time for the Xbox.
No.
You know, guys, I think.
No.
You know, guys.
Hey guys,
I think something green's coming up.
Oh. But not only that, did you guys also notice the Dr. Octopus arms, the Rhino suit, the Vulture suit, the Shocker suit, and everything? Hey Pedro, there's your trailer shot.
Well, it was only, hey Jovah, give it credit, it was only 15 seconds as opposed to 10 minutes.
Any about as clumsy, but I see your point. To be fair, Dane DeHaan, he ain't exactly the stupid-looking one here. Inject me.
Oh God.
Okay, Shiroi, we're about to get our second main villain. Yeah, remember, Shiroi, there's actually 3 villains in this movie.
We're nearly at the end, and only now we're getting the second.
Yeah. I mean, heck, give Spider-Man free credit. At the very least, it edged its villains out. And I say that with
Well, Venom took forever to appear in Spider-Man 3, remember?
Venom did not get nearly as little screen time as the first villain of this movie did.
Yeah.
Does he kind of just pop in, like, late or
Oh,
something?
Shiroi, I'm not even gonna hint. Oh no, he's hulking out! He's ripping off his clothes and...
Tell you what, Shiroi, after this, I actually forgot to show this as to I'll have to show him to Teo as well later. Tell you what, after this, I'll show you the behind-the-scenes video on the PlayStation channel of the soundtrack.
Oh,
of the Last
look at
Guardian.
that, guys!
Sure.
The lights are flashing and everything! He is writhing and the frame rate dropped there.
Werehog.
Either that or Mark Webb forgot to pay the... Hey, Jove, I got it. Mark Webb forgot to pay the electricity bills.
Yeah,
Also, if
pretty much
anyone's
Werehog.
epileptic, it might be too late to say, but, you know, just don't watch this.
And convenient goblin suits. No.
My eyes! Ah!
Like, seriously, you couldn't even think of proper build-up for the suit.
No, it's just kind of there, like, seemingly showing that they knew what it would do in the first place.
And now,
even though
Shiroi,
they kind of said that they didn't, and...
Critical injuries detected.
Now healing. And now, Shiroi, we have our troll doll. I mean, our Green Goblin.
Troll doll.
No, seriously, he's a troll doll. Believe it or not, Shiroi, this Green Goblin ended up kind of being leaked. And
But the cops... Yeah, it's just like, yeah, you didn't
Like
see the
that.
movie.
Lady, we're stuck in traffic.
Believe it or not, Shiroi, the Green Goblin design for this movie got leaked. And oh boy, the backlash.
And now suddenly the traffic starts moving again.
I love you.
And that wins her back.
But I'm going anyway. Bye.
Not if I have anything to say about it. With...
The entire town got that freaking message.
So for
Also, I think this broke Pedro.
I know, Peter, I can read.
Well, it's mostly because I'm really tired, Shiroi.
And he knows where we're going with this.
Yeah.
Well, we know they're not going to end up together anyway.
Well, Jovah, here's the thing.
I wish you would just said.
I'm not gonna spoil anything, Joe, but let's face it. We knew this moment had to come.
Well, okay. Look, Pedro. It's not the fact that it had to come that annoys me. It's the execution.
Yeah.
Again, trust me, look, honestly, come on. I mean, anyone who was a fan of Peter Pan... God dang it, I had freaking Peter Pan!
Peter Pan. I got it now. Peter Pan.
Oh, I'd love that crossover.
Yeah, he's already also up with the fly power, and now he's got spider webs. Yeah, it makes sense. I'm half British myself, so I could
We've
pretend I'm
got tons
British.
of tea, sheep. Harry
Uh,
Potter's a
but
thing.
we're going England, Aunt May, not Wales. But
But there's sheep
the elect
everywhere.
but the electricity is going off. Do you know what that means, guys? We're gonna have our first final confrontation of the movie.
You
The
know,
atmosphere is electric.
I just realized another thing. We've had a lack. We've had a lack of actual fights with the villains. Because, like, seriously, for as many problems as Amazing Spider-Man 1 had, we at least had a few fights with the Lizard. Here, this is like the first he's ever heard from Max.
Something I've always wondered in movies: how do you manage to simulate power cuts in big cities?
That's a good question.
A lot of editing, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Pietro Scalia had a tough job with this film.
Either a lot of editing and not very likely, or some still images.
You know, Joe. You know what we should do, Jovah, at some point?
Yeah.
We should do Mark Webb's other films. You know, the one before Amazing Spider-Man and the one after this film. Because ironically enough, the one he's doing, the one that's coming out soon is the one he did with Chris Evans.
Nice. Okay.
Captain America.
Gee, maybe it might have to do with the fact that the lights are going out, sir. No, that can't be it. Let's try and radio down to them. So...
How can we go back to our cars, officer? There's electric raining down on us.
Ah!
Ow. Ow! Damn it! Now I can't hear any. You know, Jovah, because you know how films sometimes like to put weaknesses on people before they go into a final battle.
Yeah.
What if like that bit then with the hearing with the loudspeaker deafened Spider-Man so he couldn't hear Electro? No, not Manta's builders.
Oh, this is stupid.
Well, to be fair, this is in line with how she was in the first movie.
No. See, here's the problem, though. In the first film, it made sense. She was at the Oscorp building.
Oh, this bit.
Here, there isn't...
Oh.
And yes, he just yells his name out where anyone can... Okay, aside from that...
Well, okay, wait. It wasn't a last name.
Yeah, for all we know, they could have been talking about Peter.
Yeah, Peter's the very common name.
Peter Banning.
Like, that's fine.
Peter Banning, I remember those days.
Yeah, but, Peter Pan.
See, the main issue with this is like, well, okay, look, it made sense in the first one because she was already...
I got Jovah. Sorry to keep interrupting, but this bit here.
Andros? What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be in Star Fox? Pedro, what's Andros doing here?
I've got nothing.
But yeah, seriously.
Follow my trail, Spider-Man.
See, the thing about Gwen Stacy is like, well, in the first one, it made sense that she was in the heart of the danger because she was already there, so it made sense for her to do it. Here, she's going to follow Peter into danger, saying, I'm the only one who knows how to do it. Well, why don't you tell him how to deal with it so that you don't have to risk your life this time?
Because we need the plot to go somewhere before that can happen.
Yeah.
But how do we know? Oh, wait. I think is there a special kind of radar that doesn't really run on this kind of electricity or something?
No.
You know what? I'm just gonna go on eBay and see if I can find a good price on.
Oh no! You don't. You're supposed to be our main Amazing Spider-Man 2 defender.
Wait, I am.
Hang on. Joe, I thought that was my job.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dwebs. I forgot about you for the Portuguese again.
Sparkles. Oh yeah, no. Sorry. That scene I showed you on YouTube. It's in this bit.
You see, you see, Dwebs. It's because of T. Lopez that Jovah is a bit more biased towards my country right now because T. Lopez is amazing.
Yeah, maybe if Whitehead were British, but he's Australian.
Well, so, I'm sorry, Dwebs, but we did give birth to T. Lopez. You gotta give us that.
True. Oh,
but
okay.
We gave birth to a lot of other good.
I can't believe I'd never heard of him in the Sonic fandom for how long I've been in that.
He's pretty much the most prolific fan remixer of Sonic stuff. Go to his YouTube channel, T. Lopez, and you'll see like every single piece.
I did as soon as the tracks came out for Mania for Studiopolis and Mirage Saloon. That's the first place I went to.
Every single thing he makes is gold.
Okay.
I think this is it coming up now, Siri.
He made a pretty good remix of Sonic Forces intro recently.
All right, Siri, here we go, Siri. Let's have a listen.
Oh, look at that. A Spider-Man icon. Ow! He's playing music.
I'm gonna see if I can find a better composer on eBay.
I love that line. I hate this song. He says,
Remix.
Everybody,
remix.
No.
Hey, Jovah, I didn't know Electra could play the Power Station.
Basically, Shuri, he's doing a remix of the Itsy Bitsy Spider.
And now we're in Sonic Unleashed again. But yeah, what is it?
Not just that.
See the power plants. It was doing that thing that the music bars do when sound's going on.
Gwen, what are you doing? What?
It's not even that, Shiroi. It just reminded me of that terrible remix of Sweet Dreams with Akon literally whining, "Yeah, remix." Ugh.
Yeah, that's why I shouted that.
Now, seriously, Gwen.
See, even Spider-Man's telling you not to.
You're an idiot. What are you doing here?
But don't you get it, Shuri? This is her choice. This is her choice. And she's gonna show me that she loves him. And oh God.
Well, it's gonna get her stupid ass killed.
Shuri, Paris the Fart.
Imagine that, Jovah. Gwen Stacy dying.
Yeah, Gwen Stacy died.
She's kind of living up to the blonde stereotype of doing stupid shit.
I'm sorry about that, Shuri.
Which is interesting because Emma Stone is actually a redhead, so...
And they spent the whole first Spider-Man movie... Oh, for God's sakes! Quit it! It's not iconic or anything!
It's stupid. At this point, it's just manipulative.
Like, seriously.
I do like the direction here, at least. And the music makes it a bit more bearable.
Yes, it is good.
Well, you said this movie did the web-swinging stuff better.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is good.
I'm hoping John Watts gets some good inspiration from these web swinging scenes when Homecoming comes out.
Hey, Webs, considering you're not exactly a fan of MCU scores, could you imagine if Giacchino's Homecoming score ends up being even less remarkable to you than this one?
That would be sad because
it's Giacchino, for crying out loud, the new John Williams.
Because at least this score has some memorable theme tunes, whether for good or for ill.
But I'm sure that won't happen. It's Giacchino, for crying out loud.
That's actually a good question, by the way. Can you guys on this? Can any of you guys recall a major MCU piece of music that isn't Avengers or Iron Man 3?
I can. Captain America: First Avenger. That's my favorite MCU score. Alan Silvestri's Captain America score is awesome.
Oh.
I know you disagree, Dibs, but I actually really like Giacchino's Doctor Strange score.
Okay, sure.
Again, Jovah, you need to think of more ways of expressing your displeasure.
Well, I don't want to swear. Okay, now, sure. Guess what they're gonna do here?
Blow him up.
They kill him. They kill the guy.
Oh, hey, I was right. They blow him up.
Remember, Dwebs, he's Christian. He can't really swear.
No, Pedro. Being Christian has nothing to do with it.
Oh, isn't there some kind of thing about how that's blasphemy or something like that?
That's Catholic, not
Well,
Christian.
Jovah, remember,
right. Never mind.
Jamie Foxx did say that maybe I could come back for a sequel because you can't kill electricity.
Well, I know you can
he
say it in
said.
church at least.
So, Shiroi, you know that guy who just was a poor little dweeb who looked up to Spider-Man? They killed him.
Oh.
Well, to be fair, by this point he was a raging lunatic.
Yeah, but no, I'm sorry. Spider-Man does not kill. At least not intentionally. At least
Let's just say this is still at least better than BVS, where Batman is literally a murderous psychopath.
Oh yeah, obviously there. But seriously though, that's a bit jarring though. I mean, seriously, poor Max. God dang it.
Guys, aren't we forgetting someone?
Yes, we are.
Hey, Shiroi, here's our second main villain.
I've come to pad the movie a bit longer and give it that ending that everybody was dreading.
We could have ended it ages ago, but whatever.
So, Shiroi, wait until you hear Dane DeHaan trying to outdo Willem Dafoe, and oh, wow. That's our Green Goblin, ladies and gentlemen.
That's our design, everybody. Someone actually looked at this, drew it on concept art, on storyboards, and thought, yep, this is what we're going with.
I've got a theory. It's not an excuse, but it's a theory.
I don't understand. Oh, no. So this is actually one thing that I wanted to bring up. What is up with Sony? Does Sony have against the traditional Green Goblin design? I've already shown it to Shiroi, how the Green Goblin is supposed to look like. The Green Goblin's original design already looks menacing enough. You don't need this stupid changes that have nothing to do with how the character looked originally.
I was
going to say, maybe this was such a last-minute addition that the character designer literally had like 5 minutes to come up with this one.
Like, seriously though, give the Sam Raimi one credit. That one was at least in line with the whole goblin look and stuff. Like, well, it had a similar shape and stuff. It was just more so Power Rangers-esque. This, no, they can't even do that. Oh, look, the clock. Sure, remember how we started this movie by looking at a watch?
Yeah.
And at the inside of a watch.
Believe it or not, that was symbolism and foreshadowing for this. I love how he's stuttering. Hey, Harry, this is not you.
This is not you. You totally know this moron.
I totally know who you are. We're like a friends.
Yeah.
Oh, seriously, heroes have got to start saying, let her go.
That never turns out well.
Hey, Jovah.
Poor choice of words.
Very poor choice of words.
I love... Oh, look, Pumpkin Bomb. Why? I don't know, because we didn't have time to set up the Green Goblin for this.
All right, Shiroi. In a couple minutes, me and Job are going to talk to you about some comic book history, but hold on. Just get ready.
You know, this fight scene actually isn't all too bad. The only problem is, why? Okay, I just gotta ask this. Out of all the villains to show up at the last minute, why the Green Goblin? Why?
I think, is it coming up now? Or...
To be fair, Jovah, can't you also ask that same question for Venom?
Well, Venom at the very least had the excuse that, okay, he was our third big villain, and to be fair, that movie at least had the excuse that the black suit itself was more so the villain than Venom. So they at least had that excuse. Green Goblin is literally Spider-Man's #1 villain. Like, seriously, can you imagine if Dark Knight had the Joker only show up in the last 30 minutes and say, "Hi there, you want to know how I got these scars? Well, you'll have to wait till the next movie, because I only have time for one fight scene." Kinda clumsy. Yeah. Oh, right, the clocks are grinding the web.
And this season, boys and girls, is how daylight savings time is done.
And now, Shiroi, I give to you one of the most hammiest, corniest, and sappiest scenes. Time is running out.
And that's saying something.
The Green Goblin is now knocked out by machinery. And what does he do?
Oh no. Well, he goes after her, of course, but it's how they go after her that's weird.
Well, he goes after her, of course, but it's how they go after her that's weird.
Well, he goes after her, of course, but it's how they go after her that's weird. Well, he goes after her, of course, but it's how they go after her that's weird. Oh no. Well, he goes after her, of course, but it's how they go after her that's weird.
The execution of this...
Can I say this one this time, Jovah?
Okay, go on.
And now he fires a web of a hand literally reaching out to
Seriously, not the best thing to do, but okay, look, this kind of doesn't make much sense considering what they're adapting here.
And oops.
There we go.
Okay.
All right, Shirai. Time for some comic book history.
Allow me.
Go ahead.
Shirai, the main thing about Gwen Stacy is, believe it or not, Mary Jane and Peter's romance kind of only truly started with a storyline called The Death of Gwen Stacy. Bet you can.
Well, you gotta remember, I pretty much only saw the first 3 movies.
It's very basically, Shirai, Gwen Stacy
and some
is
random snippets of the old cartoon.
Basically, Shirai, Gwen Stacy is remembered as Peter's first, well, not quite his first love, but his first true love. Only not so much because, well, at the time she was kind of starting to get a bit stale. So it got to this point where things were getting a little borderline hostile for her, and then it brought it to his most tragic moment. Basically, Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin, kidnaps Gwen Stacy and takes her to a bridge. And, well, for an amazing fight scene, Gwen Stacy sadly falls. What's different about this from that is, like, well, see, it's actually left ambiguous. See, Spider-Man, of course, shoots a web to her, but when he catches onto her, she's dead. Now, Spidey fears...
Andrew Garfield's trying here, bless him.
Yes, he's trying. Now, see, okay, in the comic book, Peter isn't sure whether or not he may have accidentally killed her himself because, well, the shock, of suddenly stopping and going. However, the thing is, like, well, the Green Goblin states, "Oh, you fools, she was already dead from the shock of the fall." So it's actually left ambiguous and whatnot. And basically, after that, it leads to the other tragic death where eventually Peter, despite going on a murderous rampage at first, resists killing the Green Goblin. And then Norman Osborn ends up impaling himself on his own glider. You saw that in the first film. Basically, Shirai, the bridge scene from Spider-Man 1 was sort of an adaptation, only a more happier ending, shall we say, of that version. But Gwen Stacy sadly...
About as happy as you could get in that situation.
Now, see, the real strength of the death of Gwen Stacy was like, well, see, this is where Mary Jane comes in hand. Peter was absolutely broken. I mean, to the point where he was borderline suicidal. But Mary Jane... Okay, see, at the time, Mary Jane hadn't exactly been the love interest we know her to be. She was kind of a bit of someone who played herself off as, oh, this gal's a free agent and all, I don't do commitment. But in that moment, she finally starts showing her true colors and actually shows that she cares for Peter, staying with him and comforting him. Which means, Shirai, Mary Jane is technically the reason this has to happen. Now, of course, we can go into the controversies of, women in refrigerators are killing off a love interest or that or not. But to its credit, one, that was back in the old days, and I won't say that excuses it, but Gwen Stacy, she was kind of stale back then. And yeah, that's no excuse to kill off a character, but it was one of the few cases where they actually did use it to great effect, and they have paid actually respects to her constantly into the past. In fact, there was actually a part where they made a clone of her, which, believe it or not, Shirai, that was going to be a plot point of Amazing Spider-Man 3.
Jovah, I think this is the moment I can bring it up now.
Just let me finish off. Basically, Shirai, though, here's the problem with how the movie handles it.
Could you be quick though? Because knowing me, I'll forget.
Yeah. Problem 1, the way it was handled, Gwen Stacy technically shouldn't have. Oh, you know what? Never mind, Wibbs. Bring it up.
Okay, that scene just then with Peter staring at the grave? There was a deleted scene that's oh god.
Oh guys, go on.
That has a moment where Peter's father is alive and meets up with Peter.
Hey guys, it's Mr. Shadowy Face from the first movie's after credit scene. Remember him, Pedro?
So yeah, basically, if that scene was kept in here, the movie would have basically been saying, "Oh, he survived a plane crash."
And now Harry has evil plans because, actually, I have no idea. He's cured. He doesn't even have the affliction. He looks normal.
He did say it comes and goes,
like the Incredible Hulk. Ooh.
Don't you mean Sony Pictures Studios? Who?
Oh, Dr. Octopus, the Vulture.
Well, technically, hey, Jovah,
Oh,
technically this
sure,
movie
Roy,
is
we're about to get our third villain.
hey, Jovah, to be fair, technically this movie is correct. We do get Rhino in. Oh no. So we do get the Vulture in the next Spider-Man movie.
That's right. You remember the Rhino, the third villain?
He's coming up now, isn't he?
Not yet. Yeah, Spider-Man hasn't been doing anything because Gwen died. Again, this is one of the... Remember how I said earlier that cutting Mary Jane out of the picture completely hurt this movie? Well, here's where it comes...
I wonder how many scenes they even filmed before they realized, if we have this plot point in the movie, could potentially be like a nearly 3-hour flick.
Maybe someday Shure will commentate on the night Gwen Stacy died, the comic, to actually give you a good judge of whether or not that was a good move. But for all its controversy inside, it's still regarded as a classic tale of tragedy. In fact, that was actually the comic that ended the Silver Age of silliness. Yeah, believe it or not, the one filled with tragedy actually happened in the Silver Age. Siri?
Yep.
Oh.
Well, so hang on, this
film... I'm just listening.
So this film I'm going to try and think of this out. The film in the UK came out in April and it was released in May in the States. Do you remember when the Sony Marvel deal was announced, Jovah? Was it February of 2015?
I forget. I forget, honestly.
So this whole cinematic universe idea only lasted like 10 months after this movie.
That's because of how bad the reception to this movie was, Dwibs.
And the fact that it underperformed at the box office.
Oh, right, Gwen's speech.
It wasn't a flop, but it was a disappointment for Sony. That's why they said, yeah, okay, we tried everything we could think of. This ain't working. Let's just go to Marvel.
Oh my god, I almost forgot. At the beginning of the movie, Gwen brings up the fact that she had a speech that Peter missed.
Sony laptop. Is she talking to Peter or the Spider-Man fans?
Guys, look at all these moments when they sort of were not dating, sending mixed messages.
We're friends with benefits. Well, hey, at least if there was a third of these movies, we wouldn't have to deal with the parents stuff.
Plot twist in Amazing Spider-Man 3 was going to be revealed that the Gwen Stacy who died was a clone.
Yeah, pretty much. He's not even kidding, actually. There was actually going to be a plot about her father coming back to life, too.
Because
look, she right. We just saw a glimpse of our third villain.
Wow.
Well, apparently, from what I've heard, the way the movie was marketed was terrible in regards to the Rhino.
Yeah, the Rhino was front and center on the movie poster. Front and center.
And some of the trailers too. So I guess in this case we can blame the marketers.
I blame everyone.
What do you mean, everyone?
No, everyone!
I'm only over here.
There you go, you're right. There's our third villain.
The Rhino. And
he's a robot for some reason.
Ultimate Universe.
Yes, I told you I would be back.
Well, fuck the Ultimate Universe then.
Aw, how sweetly suicidal of the little kid.
I mean, if the Rhino is a robot in the Ultimate Universe, why even make it Rhino at all? Just make it a self-sufficient robot.
Well, he's got a robotic suit.
From the looks of it, it looks like he's just in a robotic suit.
Yeah, he's in a robotic suit. But...
Whatever. The point is, if you're going to make it mechanical, why not just make it a self-sufficient robot?
Because then he could do that cute little dance. You know, this would be so nice if we were actually going to get a fight scene out of this. Shiroi, are you feeling the tension?
Hey, look, it's the cameraman.
Look out! Here comes your cameraman.
I got it. The cameraman's the true hero. All he does is just bash the camera in Ryan's finger, and then it just blows up.
That would be awesome.
Brush.
I knew you'd be back. Yeah, but I'm only gonna be back for these last few minutes, kids. Man, I have to pass on to my new successor.
Yeah, another British guy.
No, an actual full British guy as opposed to half British, half American. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, we're gonna get a fight scene, guys!
Yes, we fight you now. I love this guy's accent.
Okay, Shiroi, you ready for this fight scene?
I'll give you a bit of a warning though, Shuri. Look at the time. Look how much time there's left.
Shiroi? Okay, we're about to get our fight scene. He's shooting missiles. He is throwing the manhole back at him.
I think, again, Jovah, I think we get the point.
No, hold on. No, this is totally going to be a fight scene.
And Spider-Man killed the cameraman.
So that's why you didn't get another sequel.
Yeah, Spider-Man killed the camera guy, and thus there was a lot of litigation and lawsuits.
Yeah,
and
I'm not going to lie. That is the most stupid Spider-Man ending in any of these films. Nah. Okay.
And now look at all these holograms and stuff.
Okay, Shiroi, since you're the newcomer, give your final thoughts.
Well, the music, aside from like one or two tracks, the music was just
there.
Awful.
That too.
And also, what is with this credit song?
A rap song.
Right.
Tied in with the main theme. I think.
No, it's just the main theme for like.
The pacing was quite blah, especially towards the end. It was kind of like fantastic in the way that you get the villain for like, well, one of the villains at least for a few minutes.
Yeah.
For the end.
Isn't this song?
Honestly, I'm too tired to care. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, Shiroi.
Like the first movie, for like the few flaws it did have, was eons better than this.
Yeah.
And I want to go back to watching that now.
It's sad though, because this is the movie that people are going to remember this film series for more so.
Don't worry, Shiroi. Homecoming is coming. The new movie's coming this July, and that one is being made by Marvel. So we just have to wait a bit more.
Actually, guys, there's another bit of trivia I want to bring up about this movie. This was only in the theatrical showings of this film, in cinemas. But basically, Fox and Sony had a bit of a debate because Mark Webb was supposed to be directing a film for Fox at the moment, during this film. But Sony wanted Mark Webb back to direct this film. So they came up with a deal is that, yes, Mark Webb would direct Amazing Spider-Man 2, but could you please advertise X-Men Days of Future Past during your credits? That actually happened.
Oh God! Can we please end this?
Don't worry. I'll give my final thoughts now.
Are you done, Shiroi?
Yeah.
All right, Dibs, it's your
Shiroi
turn.
have a video to watch, so it's hurry.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'm actually really thankful for this movie
because it finally got Sony to give the rights. Share the rights with Disney.
Well, that, and also, I'm also very thankful that this is one of the more entertaining, lesser superhero movies I've seen. And actually, you know what? I actually have a lot of fun with this movie. I mean, it's by no means good, but yeah, I have fun with it. I enjoy the silly stuff. I enjoy the legit good stuff that's in this one.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because, the beginning of this was us talking about the good stuff. And then it all went downhill.
You done, Dwibs?
Well, I've been the most enthusiastic out of all of us throughout the commentary.
Well,
But
I've
yeah,
been
overall,
enthusiastic. I've just been, sort of enthusiastic for.
you've certainly been lively, that's for sure. But yeah, overall, it's by no means a good movie. But if you put a gun to my head and force me to pick a bad superhero film, I'll pick this one. I'll pick this one any day because at least I can have a degree, at least some degree of fun with it. Whereas the likes of Elektra, Catwoman, and
Batman v Superman.
Batman v Superman, and the like. Yeah, this is by far the lesser of the many evils.
All right, my thoughts. What we've said. The end. Go ahead, Jovah.
And now your turn, Jovah. Jovah.
All right, Jovah's gone. All right, we can end now. All right, we're
Okay.
done, guys.
Okay,
Bye.
I'll sum up Jovah's thoughts for him then. I don't think he likes this film very much.
Jovah got sucked into the void.
Yeah. There's Jovah's thoughts. He doesn't like the movie. His rage will probably be a good example.
Sony came down on his door. Jovah, Jason, we know you're in there. Come on,
Jason.
Jason.
No,
Actually, it makes sense, Sheila, because
Okay, so what did I miss?
actually, Sheila, that would make sense considering Heavy Rain is a Sony IP.
Hello, what did I miss?
but basically, Jovah, we thought that a Sony executive found out you were bashing the movie and knocked on your door and kidnapped you.
Basically,
Well, I
Jovah,
just
there's
said
a Sony executive on your house going, Jason.
Jenkins,
Go ahead.
All right, give your final thoughts, your proper ones.
Oh, what were your final thoughts, Pedro?
What Lib said, the end.
Okay. Yeah, this movie. Oh, boy. Yeah, it doesn't take much to see why I consider this the weakest of the Spider-Man movies. Now, don't get me wrong. It is definitely... I'm sorry. Even I can't be that entertained by it when I get mad at it. I mean, okay, yeah, it's entertainingly bad. But even when oh god, the changes it makes to the narrative and it's basing itself off of are so stupid. The stuff they did with Dr. Kafka, the stuff they did with Peter and Harry's relationship. They killed Norman Osborn off. Like, okay, yeah, killing him off in like a few minutes. And yeah, I'm gonna be quite honest, the supporting cast does not hold up well here. Like, seriously, Sally Field is great and all, but oh god, the lack of supporting cast is so notable. And seriously, that throwaway line for J. Jonah Jameson, stupid. But yeah, to its credit, the film is definitely directed well scene-wise. Very good. The cinematography is pretty good. The effects are pretty good. Electro aside, that looks stupid, and Green Goblin aside, that looks stupid. In fact, the best-looking villain is barely in this movie.
Can we get a Green Goblin that actually looks like the fucking Green Goblin, please?
I still like Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin in both looks and acting, I'll be fair. But
yeah,
that
iconic design, though.
Yeah, I will agree. The iconic design is iconic, although
We've never. It's never been given a chance at live action. Come on.
There's sort of a reason for that, Pedro. Marvel themselves kind of forgot about it. If
I don't know. I think Marvel Studios would be capable of pulling it off fine.
Well, the thing is, like, with Marvel Comics...
I know, I'm talking about Marvel Studios specifically. I'm talking about live action stuff. Marvel Comics is not relevant to this discussion.
What I'm hoping is that they don't take inspiration from Ultimate Green Goblin. Oh god, that one is way worse.
Well, I'm guessing they probably realized that this movie's ultimate inspirations were for the shitter.
Well,
anyway.
no. It did do some... Ultimate Spider-Man did more good than bad, but I'll be quite honest, this movie did... This movie...
Jovah.
Sorry.
Take your pills.
I'll probably need to take you to Ravencroft at this point.
Sorry. I went a little lapis there.
Just finish your thoughts so that me and Shira can move on to better things.
Yeah, please.
You act like I'm not coming with you. Anyway, music was, it ranges from great to with one or two tracks to god awful with most of the rest.
Takeshi Furukawa, you are not.
Ouch. This is a work of fiction. Yeah, whatever. So wholly owned film division. Yes.
This is a work. This is a work
Yeah.
of fiction. None of the stupid plot points you just saw are meant to resemble actual real life events.
I love how the credits said that the rights are wholly owned by Sony. That'll probably be the last time we be moved, guys. Be moved, as the credits say. Anyway, if the credits will stop interrupting me. Oh,
They never
yeah,
will.
that's right. I love how it said wholly owned by Sony. Irony. But
Come
yeah.
on, Jovah, end before I end it for you.
Yeah,
I'll be more lively during the next time we commentate on a Spider-Man movie, I swear.
that's right, because the
Oh.
Raimi trilogy is coming up.
But yeah, but either before that or after that, we're also going to be doing Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yay!
Which should hopefully... I
That
hope...
actually looks fun.
I agree. But yeah, this movie, it starts off fun, but then it just starts to beat you down with how stupid and lame it is. And seriously, the treatment of the villains ranges from what the hell are you thinking to what the damn hell are you thinking?
So basically, Joe, if I can understand this correctly, you're turning to Sony and saying, if you're nothing without a lot of villains, then you shouldn't even be having these rights.
Well, look. I'm fine with there being lots of villains. It can work. In fact, I like seeing all the more villains. But do them right. It's not hard. How hard can it be? Like, seriously, just evenly balance out the appearance of the villains and work with that. Or heck, make them a group effort. Like, seriously, even Spider-Man...
Basically, Shocker and Vulture always work together, so it makes sense for them both to be there.
Oh, nice, yes. I do hope that they do a nice team dynamic there. But yeah, seriously, making the characters stupid.
Basically, the Vulture is actually Shocker's boss of sort.
Oh, they're taking inspiration from that bit of era in the comics. That's nice. But anyway, back to my...
Anyway, granted, we don't know yet, but I'm assuming they probably will.
Anyway,
Yeah,
let's wrap this up.
Go ahead, Jovah.
Yeah, this is a sad tragedy, honestly. I mean, talk about a fallen star. You went from being a big promise to just having your characters be stupid. What a shame. What a shame.
But at least it got rectified not too long after.
Basically, audience, there's a reason that the Raimi film and hopefully the Homecoming one will be remembered positively, but this one, sadly, well, again, the first film is good, but the second movie outdoes it in terms of being recognized, but for all the wrong reasons. It's sad, really. There was so much potential. So much potential.
Dwayne, wake me up when he's done.
But I'll end this by saying one thing.
Hold on, Dwayne.
Amazing
Hold on.
Spider-Man
I've got to
2.
be the one to cap it off.
Hey, it's better than Van Falstick. Like, that's hard.
But Tibbs. Aren't you excited for Amazing Spider-Man 3? That's what this movie was all about.
Well, considering from what I've heard of Amazing Spider-Man 3, in a weird, demented, twisted sort of way, I'm actually kind of sad we didn't get that one.
I know, right? But who knows? Maybe there's an alternate dimension where I'm a girl, you're a boy, Shiroi's a boy.
But I am a boy.
But Dwibs is a boy.
I'm a real boy!
No, you're
I'm
not,
guessing he's
Dwibs.
voiced so many girls that Jovah's now very confused.
No, Dwibs. You see, you're not a boy, you're a man.
And now I'm about to make Pinocchio really... And now I'm about, and I'm about to make Pinocchio really awkward for you. Could you imagine if Pinocchio grew without becoming a real boy, and then he got a girlfriend? How would it go?
Oh.
No, like imagine if the relationship got really, really intimate, Jovah.
Oh.
I guess, hey guys, I guess that wouldn't turn out well.
This has been Amazing Spider-Man.
You actually went for the cleanest of jokes you could have gone for in that scenario. I'm proud.
Well, folks, this has been Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yes.
Well, folks, we'll see you later then.
See ya.
Yeah.